I'm the killer, bring it back.
What up, ladies and germs? How you doing? Happy Friday. Welcome to another amazing, rousing episode of Guys We Hugged.
We're here with Krystyna Beetlejuice Hutchinson.
Huh?
Ladies and germs. It's like a Beetlejuice
Hello,
show.
is
my
it?
baby. Hello, my darling.
Oh gosh. This is the anti-slut shaming podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Beetlejuice Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show.
We're here.
Yes. If you want to send us an email, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Make those subject lines interesting. Have them explain what's happening. This subject line says, my ex-boyfriend and his magicians that catfished me. That's not even...
Please say he has a group of magicians that follows him.
Yeah,
around.
I'm like, what? Okay. And
gang.
because I was like, this is a mess. It would be his magicians who catfish me,
Oh,
unless they're
right,
magicians that are not human. But who am I? Yeah, I'm nitpicking now.
Honestly, put these emails through ChatGPT, guys.
That's
They'll
actually
have better grammar.
That's a really good idea. Hi, ladies and Mike, 34-year-old female writing to you from Sydney, Australia.
Or hello.
Sorry,
I'm going to do that.
Just listen to your writer's email from the emergency release. The reason I think I write this is because something similar happened to me with my ex from 10 years ago. So if you guys are catching up, this is about the Luana Mancuso and Mark Harley episode about domestic violence.
Yes.
I was in my mid-20s living overseas and I met a local guy. As I was traveling, I was always looking for casual work to keep me going. And my new boyfriend recommended I apply for a job as a club promoter.
Oh yeah, super cash.
Just giving out flyers and things, easy backpacker work. I actually used to do that too.
Flyers. That's what I thought you had to show up to the club with your titties out talking to men you don't want to talk to.
I also had to do that one.
I did too. I was bad at it.
I was so bad too. I like called out sick the second day and she goes, you can't do that. And I go, I just did, bitch.
Yeah.
Bye.
They told me to wear more makeup.
Yeah, no, I know. It's very rude. It's
Yeah.
very rude. He gave me a contact of someone, quote, his ex used to work for. Oh, it sounds like you're about to get sex trafficked.
Yeah.
After I applied, I started being harassed online by a variety of men and women, including his, quote, ex-girlfriend, claiming to have been given my details as a promoter and wanting to offer me a job as a magician's assistant.
I mean, that kind of sounds fun.
That was my dream. I was just telling Harrison Greenbaum's magician friends how much I wanted to be a magician's assistant.
You wanted to get cut in half?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
I've never felt so thin. They would ask me for photos of myself to apply for the job. Everything in this email is in quotes. And get increasingly threatening, asking for pictures in swimsuits.
Nope.
Contacting me at weird times and asking if I would be willing to participate in dangerous magician tricks like knife throwing.
With your titties out.
I know, it was fucking weird. At first, I politely declined, but I would always end up having to block them when they became aggressive. I'd tell my boyfriend and he would shrug and say his ex was a bit weird like that and probably didn't realize it was inappropriate.
Okay.
He said she was previously, quote, a magician's assistant and claimed, yeah, I also don't know what's going on here. I don't like that everything's in quotes.
Yeah. And
claimed she knew all the magicians contacting me.
Is this code for like coke dealer? What's going on?
I don't know, but I think she's about to disappear. Too many magicians. He insisted they were real jobs and she was trying to help, but even suggesting I should consider applying for them. This one, ex-girlfriend's always trying to help the new girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Relationship 101. This went on for the entire 2 years of our relationship. It became an ongoing joke between me and my friends that magicians were obsessed with me.
Ha ha ha.
How did you let this go on for 2 years?
That's insane, girl. Girl.
In the end, I broke up with my ex after he became controlling and was verbally abusive to me. Oh, you don't say. I didn't think anything more of it other than a bad relationship that soured. What? However, years later, after I had returned to Australia, I was still getting the odd magician trying to message me on social media. I really just found it funny.
It's pretty funny.
But also, girl, you don't see the red flags. One day I got into contact with an old friend from where I had been living overseas and mentioned I was still getting these weird messages. She immediately told me she had tried to email me years ago to tell me they had discovered the magicians, in quotes, were my ex the whole time.
What?
He begun harassing other female members of the friend group under the same guise, and they confronted him about it. I didn't get the emails warning me because, as I discovered, he'd been logged into my email the whole time, deleting their attempts to contact me. Safe to say, I changed all my passwords and had my computer swept for spyware after that. Coincidentally, as soon as I changed my passwords, I got a random message from him asking how I was. I told him what I knew, and his only excuse was that pretending to be other people online, specifically magicians, was his fetish.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
And he was seeking psychological help for it.
Thank God.
I just blocked him.
Good.
Glad I live on the opposite side of the world to that psycho.
Wait, what the fuck? His catfishing avatar was a fucking magician?
The whole thing is very weird. And also this is...
Men put thought into the wrong things.
Hold on now. Let's not lump all of us in with this fake magician.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
magician imposter.
I hopefully have never met a man that would do this. I don't think. What the fuck?
Question for the group. What's worse? No, having fucked an actual magician
or a fake
fake magician or a guy who's aspirationally a magician.
That's the worst one. That's the worst one. A guy who wants to be a magician.
Couldn't even be an actual magician, which I will say, very difficult to do.
I imagine.
Being a magician, very difficult.
You're like an illusionist. You got cards. You got a lady cut in half. You got a lot of stuff.
And you can be bad at it. You can try to learn and be bad at it.
Oh, a bad magician?
Oh, it's so uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
I hate when magicians do a trick and you're like, that was okay. But he's like, and you're like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
The card stuff. There was one person in that show we saw in Vegas that I was like, I don't even know what they did. I don't even know what the trick was.
Right.
It's just like, I got that.
All magicians not created equally.
True.
Gotta say that.
The ones that are impressive, I will say, are very impressive.
Guys, you guys heard of Penn and Teller? Those guys really shaking things up in the scene.
Yeah.
I saw
breaking boundaries.
I saw them in Vegas and I was like, wow, these guys know what they're doing.
They got a whole show on it.
Also, okay, we've talked about this a couple times on the show, but this is also where being too accepting of people's quote kinks and psychological disorders comes into play. This guy is just a fucked up asshole. Yes. I was like, he doesn't have a magician. There's not a fetish where you just pretend to be another person and harass a woman. That's not
that's called being a piece of shit. That's being a piece of shit person.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Ooh,
you're harassing.
My fetish is running a blade across women's necks. I just can't get enough.
When they're jogging at night.
Murder. Like, what are you talking about? I'm getting a cycle. I also would love to be there for the intake interview with the psychologist where he's explaining what his fetish.
Yeah.
I just can't stop pretending to be a magician.
And are you jerking off while you're DMing people as a magician?
Yeah.
And what are you saying? Like when a magician harasses you, what does he say? What does he say? Like, what? I can't even make something up. Yeah, like bibbity boppity boop. Get in my car.
Oh my God. I would really love more information on this story.
Yeah, I want to know why he picked magician.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Also, who's sending magicians a nude?
I don't know, man. An abusive magician is some type of evil I never want to know.
Like, unless it's one of the core magicians.
Right.
Like Chris Angel probably gets a lot of nudes.
Chris Angel gets tons of nudes.
Awesome. Chris Angel.
David Blaine.
I'll send him a nude too.
Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller? You think Penn and Teller gets nudes?
Maybe the older crowd.
I don't no, I'm just saying, I was just naming magicians that deserve nudes because of how good they are at magic.
Yeah. And Copperfield, obviously.
Oh, right.
The amazing Jonathan.
No longer with us.
He's deceased, but
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl. Sometimes guys pretend to be a magician and then harass you.
Is that
Puff the Magic Dragon?
From the female perspective,
live by the sea.
As a man who has spent many years trying to, do things that are appealing to women, is being an aspiring magician.
The way you just said that was so unappealing.
Yeah,
no, it's just like, a lot of times men pick up, hobbies and skills.
Fetish, a little kink.
I like model thin girls.
Yeah.
Is there anything more of a turnoff than an aspiring magician? Not a fake one like this, but a real one who's like, I'm going to be a magician.
I wouldn't be mad at a magician.
It depends, because I really appreciate, one, their interest in magic, two, their tenacity to go after their interest in magic professionally. I think that's a huge goal, and I think it's a big leap, and it's very bold. But if they're bad at it, I'll never talk to you again.
Is that worse than like a bad like singer guy that wants to be in a band?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to be a singer and you're not good at singing, you can't come out until you got singing lessons.
I'd actually rather date a bad magician than a bad singer because people are less well versed in magic. So I think there's like a higher chance that he could fake it.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone knows what a bad singer sounds like.
Yeah. And also too, when you're a magician and you're starting out, I imagine you're not great, but I think my thing that I would turn right around would be if you think you're good and you're not. That is humiliating.
Yeah.
I don't want to be embarrassed for you.
Right. Yeah. I went to a magician hangout a couple weeks ago and I walked in and like one of the magicians was like a bad boy magician. I was like, oh, is this like a biker magician?
Oh, he had like a leather coat.
He had a leather jacket and then he had a rabbit with him. And I was like, this guy's fucking committed to magic. But of course he was like, you know, I hope he's not listening, but he was like the most pretentious one there. And I was like, oh God, why?
Obviously.
I was like,
That's an archetype, a hot, pretentious magician.
Well, because he's obviously like, in the magic world, he was, you know, a 10.
Right.
So I'm sure he's just cleaning up.
Just puts on his guy liner before the show, looks at you with an intense stare, holds his fingers out with a card, but really you imagine your pussy in it.
Yeah, he was tall. And I was like, this, because I think part of the appeal of dating a magician is that they like would be like a little nerdy, wouldn't know why they're attractive. Like this guy knew he was the hottest magician in New York City. And I was like, do something to with that. Yeah.
Have a personality. Impress me with that.
Well,
guys, come see us live. Philadelphia. If you're listening to this on Luminary, I am headlining Helium Comedy Club May 11th, 12th, and 13th. I'm very excited. I'm recording an album on the 13th, both of those shows. It's going to be great. And then I just also want to promote my Patreon. I'm doing something new with it. I'm still doing the group Zooms because they're really interesting. But instead of releasing the Voices in Our Heads episodes for it, I'm going to be releasing the audio from those Zooms. So you get like a private new podcast that's like group therapy in quotes checks. I'm not a licensed therapist because it's really interesting. And people got wild issues and problems. And then somebody else in the group will be like, holy shit, I'm going through the exact same thing. I'm like,
weird.
Well, goddamn, small world. The universe is crazy. So you can sign up for $5 a month at patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson.
And you can listen to my weekly news show Without a Country. It is on the Gas Digital Network, but it's available everywhere you listen to podcasts, including Luminary and Apple Podcasts, and full video on YouTube, which I do recommend because there's a lot of visual elements to the show. And it comes out on Wednesdays now. Wednesday nights it should be out for everyone. And you just get your helping of news for the week. Most interesting stories. We cover a lot of domestic violence, just women getting killed a lot, and it's always by their boyfriends and their husbands. And I just kind of wanted to make a point by that about that, and I definitely have. We do animal news, we do a little celebrity news as a nod to Two Less Lonely Girls. There's nothing you won't get on Without a Country, so make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube and share the podcast with a friend.
Yeah, and follow at Guys We Fcked without the U and fucked on all the social media platforms, including YouTube, where we do Guys We Fcked live the last Wednesday of every month. So this one is Wednesday, May 31st, and we take phone calls, and they're very interesting episodes.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be in the comment section while we're recording, and you can get in on the action.
Yeah, and you can also watch all the old episodes that you didn't tune in live for. We do keep them up on the channel, so those are fresh episodes for those of you who are completely caught up with the show and are itching for some more interesting content. Good, you can watch them, but you can also just listen to them if you just put the audio like in your car or whatever while you're driving. Some really, really interesting calls coming on that show. And you can follow me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. Well, on Blue Sky, I'm at Corinne Fisher, and then I'm on Philanthropy Gal at all the other social media.
And I'm at Krystyna Hutch.
Amazing. Mike.
And I'm at Mike Coscarelli on all social platforms. Also, Mike Coscarelli Rules, the podcast, out now. Please go subscribe and listen.
Hell yeah. Go subscribe, baby.
And why do you rule this week?
This week was just a catch. Well, by the time you're hearing this, it'll be dated,
a catch up for all those Coscarelli heads.
Yeah, the Coscarelli heads. I just kind of went into why Ronnie and I kind of stopped doing the podcast originally because of my nervous breakdown. And then to give you a little tease of the second episode, I had friend of the show, Matt Pavich, come on. And
love Matt.
We did a whole interview conversation where we kind of compared notes on our nervous breakdowns.
Nice. I was going to say, you both had pretty prominent nervous breakdowns.
Absolutely.
Love a nervous breakdown.
I feel like Matt's outdid yours because he like got professional help.
Yeah, he was like hospitalized.
Well, he got like professional help.
Yeah, going to therapy doesn't count. Everyone does that now.
Yeah. Well, and Matt, as obviously he's bipolar as opposed to my mental health issues are more depressive and anxiety induced.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Italian Jew.
Well, that's part of it too. Yeah, that's part of that is mental illness in some circles of the world. Yeah,
Laheim.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So listen, it's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we guys a lot.
Corinne's got some fun stuff for us.
A lot on the docket today, guys. We had a Guys We Fcked pre-production meeting.
Ooh.
Look at us.
Turning a corner.
We care. We're working it out.
First of all, last night was Alanis Morissette was a guest judge on American Idol, so I tuned in. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched American Idol in years. I used to fucking love American Idol. I love a singing contest show.
Yes,
I love a singing contest show. Nothing I enjoy more. And so I didn't realize that they were also like, I knew she was performing and judging, but I didn't realize it was like Alanis night, and so she was mentoring all the contestants. Ed Sheeran was actually on it as well. But so the songs that the individual contestants were singing were all Alanis songs. And it was interesting to hear them like tell Alanis like why they picked the songs they picked. And it was like so many young girls, I'm talking like 21 years old. And it just like, you know, Alanis's music is very important to me, but it just crushed me because all these women were just like, yeah, this song, and like Alanis those are heavy songs. They're like, this song is about my boyfriend because he taught me how to love myself, and I wouldn't feel like the way I do. I'm like, bitch, you're 21. We're already that attached to a man. We didn't even try to love ourselves first, but he had to take our hand and hold us through it. And it's like, it's not that being in a relationship can't teach you to love yourself more or in different ways. Of course it can.
When it does that for you.
But I was like, it was like every interview with a contestant was like breaking my heart. And then this other one, she was like, you know, another girl would come on and she was like 23 and she's like, this is also for this guy who, you know, is like thinking about me all the time. But I'm just like, what are we talking about here? So
why are you so obsessed with me?
Every young woman's interview was in relationship to the song made her think of a guy.
Yeah.
And then every guy's was just like,
I love cars.
Yeah, I thought this would really show off my vocal range.
Yeah.
And or like the one guy is like, this made me think of my mom. Like they're not thinking about us.
Yeah,
they're not thinking about us.
Some hard truths.
It just like made me sad from such. So it's like from such a young age. Where these women are so talented. They have more talent in their pinky than like 80% of the world. And they're going on and they have this confidence and they're rocking their songs and they're working with a legendary artist and then they're dedicating it from like some fucking nobody from Ohio. It just like crushed me. But I was trying to reframe it because I was like trying to be like, well, obviously this is like a societal issue and like I don't want to like blame the women for feeling this way. Obviously, this is like something that we've done as a society. And I feel like, you know, no matter what happens or goes wrong, like the onus is always on the women. So I was like trying to reframe it. And I mean, I guess it's like it came back to kind of like it is so valued to like be possessed by a man, I guess, from a young age that it gets ingrained into you, especially because these people are from, you know, different parts of the country. Like,
yes,
like the middle.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, I mean, listen.
They're not New York or LA.
I'm very openly a coastal elitist and we know that about me. But whereas there's tons of bad things. There's tons of bad things about the coast, but there's also, I think like relationship wise, I have a coasty mentality.
What people want for themselves in the middle of the country is different.
It's just different. Yeah.
And
I think there's a lot of good stuff. Like, I think it's like, you can definitely can find a neighbor to help you move in the Midwest and in New York. You're fucking
off.
You're out of luck.
You get 8 parking tickets.
You are out of luck. But it just like, it was bumming me out. And listen, I know, you know, Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette wrote that when she was 19 years old. And
fucking brilliant.
It is so much about men and how angry they're making her. But there is something really powerful about the way she went about it. And I felt like that was lacking with these contestants. Like they didn't have control of the situation. The situation had control of them.
Yes.
And that's why Alanis Morissette is famous and they're covering Alanis Morissette's songs.
Right. And that's why
it's like so shady.
No,
totally.
I totally agree. When you listen to an Alanis Morissette, when you listen to that album, Jagged Little Pill, you're like, this bitch is mad and she is owning it and she's going, fuck you.
Yeah.
And she's not feeling bad for herself. She's not going, woe is me. She's not like, and you just feel it. It's like the feeling you got when you're watching these girls on American Idol. You're like, you probably had something in your stomach. You're like, no. When you listen to an Alanis album, you're like, yo, this bitch is making me love myself more. Like, let's go. Like, let's own our feelings.
Yeah, because like
it's empowering.
For the one I really had a problem with was, and then she did a beautiful job, I will say, but she was like between 21 and 23, I think 21, like so super young, and she sang Head Over Feet, which is arguably arguably actually the best song off Jagged Little Pill, even though there's bigger hits off that. I think Head Over Feet is such a beautiful song,
such a great song.
And when she said that, like what she got out of that song was like thinking about how her boyfriend made her love herself. I was like, this song obviously is about an amazing feeling that you get from a relationship, but like that's not what you get from that song when you listen to Alanis's rendition of it.
Right.
You to me, what I get out of it is like you get a woman being appreciated for who she, like, I don't think of a man when I think of Head Over Feet. I think of a woman.
Yeah.
But I think of
you
a
already
woman.
won me over despite of me.
I just think of a woman like a woman being valued and recognizing this is how I should feel all the time.
Right.
Perhaps is better.
A woman watching her partner, like watching it unfold, her partner's love for her unfold and her interest in her unfold. And contending with that. And it's wild to think she wrote that at 19.
Well, that's the thing. I go, Alanis was younger than you when she wrote this. So it's not like it. I mean, Alanis Morissette also like a fucking genius. Yeah. So, it's not that you're too young.
Well, and it's also this other thing too, this is a theme we keep talking about on the podcast, and you just keep seeing examples of it in real life. And you're like, fuck it. And every time you see an example of it, you're like, it drives the point home more. And it makes you want to tackle it from a different way because you don't want to just be kind of bleak about it and go, what the fuck's everyone's problem? And also, I've been there. I've been the person to like look for a guy to show me how to love myself, but none of them did. Because they can't, but also like I wasn't with a loving enough person who had like the emotional bandwidth to even like maneuver that.
Right. And also, I mean, I vividly remember listening to Jagged Little Pill for the first time. I was in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I remember how that album made me feel. And it wasn't like, I hope I find someone someday.
No, right.
Yeah.
It was like,
sure.
I feel so strong
fuck with
after
me.
listening to this album. I feel fucking unstoppable.
Yeah.
I'm never, I was like, even if I get hurt, I'll get up again. Like I felt fucking on top of the world after thinking of that album. I didn't think, let me go on.
My boyfriend's obsessed with me.
Yeah. I was just like, how is that what you're getting from this?
Right.
Bum me out,
How do we change society, man?
I don't fucking know.
Look deeper, kids. I don't know. It's not yet. And you're absolutely right, though. Getting mad at the woman for being like not going deeper that's not the way. That's not the answer. It's only going to make people feel worse about themselves and then like double down, I feel.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Cause I think women have been blamed for enough shit. So I don't want to blame them for anything else.
Let's blame the men.
Because even I was talking about this over brunch, but like, even the way that relationship, like heterosexual relationships are now, you'll see so much chatter online that it's because women have, forgotten how to be soft or whatever. But in reality, it's like, no, women have already knew how to be soft and knew how to be emotional and knew how to be supportive. And so we moved on in recent years and then also tackled this business or more masculine side of ourselves. So
we're more well-rounded.
Yeah, we became more well-rounded and then men just kept being stagnant. And so that's why it feels uneven. It's not, we didn't do anything wrong. Men just didn't do anything.
Right. And then,
And that's the problem. And to blame women for, wanting more for ourselves, therefore ruining the dynamic of heterosexual relationships because we became too thirsty for our own paychecks.
Right.
Go fuck yourselves, dudes.
There is this human thing where I think when a person stifles their own, like they're separated from who they are. When a person doesn't know themselves and kind of like puts their needs and opinions and desires, like buries them in a hole without even examining them or let alone like standing up for them. Yeah. I feel like the sight of a person who just owns who they are and is curious and vulnerable and all these things, you go one way or the other. Being that person who doesn't know themselves, you either go, oh, I aspire to be that. That's inspiring, or fuck you. What's your you want to take them down because it makes you look at the part of yourself that you don't want to look at. And guys, we just gotta, just get over it. Right. Help us help you help the world.
Because if men had been moving at the same rapid pace that women have been moving at in the past 10, 15, 20 years, then they would have developed emotionally at the same rate that we have developed business, wise. Yeah. And they would be emotionally mature enough to realize that it's like a good thing that women are following their dreams. I can't believe I had to say that out loud. I know. That it was a positive thing to have like a spouse or a partner who's following their dreams. That's good. That's good for everybody.
Spooky.
It's good for you guys.
Yeah. When women have a healthy career life and a healthy sex life, I feel like world peace can happen.
Yeah. You can still raise all these things that you want to do, you can still do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then I came across, and how are we doing this, Mike? This poem.
Oh, this poem. Yeah. Hold on. Let's real quick. Why don't you just, make your cell phone discoverable go to your Bluetooth and patched it into the Rodecaster Pro 2.
Oh, wow. You get a little behind the scenes here, guys.
Ooh, we're peeling back the curtain.
And I'm seeing that we have a code. It's did you get in?
I just pressed pair.
Great. All right.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So
high security here at Guys We Fcked.
I just came across this spoken word poem, and I was going to just post it on my Instagram story, and I was like, we have a podcast for this.
Platform. That's right.
Why don't we just play this and share this art, and I'll get you the name of the poet after I play it, but I thought it was relevant to the show.
All the guys who randomly switch up on me but still watches my stories, what the fuck you be looking for? Is it a sad quote to boost your ego? Or maybe a sign that I lost my mind so you could get peace on how you move? Or maybe you making sure I didn't broadcast that ass on everything I disapprove. I'm so far removed, I don't got shit to prove, because I know that internal regret gonna be heavy when you realize that I was some shit to lose. Or maybe that regret was instant, which is why you're always in my views. I don't know, the random switch-ups after I lay an honest foundation always leaves me confused. Your lack of communication tells me to come up with my own explanation when being vague is what you choose. And nothing punches the gut more than knowing I was really willing to let you explore the deeper parts of me, but you was just out here settling for me. That's a different type of resentment. One, because an unbalanced commitment got you convinced that giving me distance was supposed to be enough to express lack of interest. Yet every time I gave you the floor to speak your truth, it was resistance. In fact, insistence that it's everything else in life but me.
Oh, that was good. I got goosebumps multiple times.
I just loved that because I feel like we so often talk about the conundrum of the Instagram stories, and she heightened this everyday experience that we have that seems kind of meaningless and monotonous and fucking up our brains, but she made it into actual art, which is what you need to do because it's that's not going away.
Yeah.
And so
that anxiety is real.
So I believe this is Steph Ox. Yeah, she's a writer, poet, author. She's at Foxy Oxy, but Phoxy.
She's from Philly?
Oxy.
Yo, she's from Philly.
She's from Philly.
215.
Yeah, and she calls herself a poet, a group chat comedian, and she's founder of Poets and Comics with a Z. Z in both, Poets and Comics. And yeah, so that was some spoken word poetry she did at Voices in Power. And I just came across that and I thought it was really fantastic.
That's very inspiring. I love that. Fucking artists, man. Artists make the world go round.
Yeah, so that was super cool. And then lastly, we all worked on this prompt before the show.
Oh man.
But I've been watching Jewish Matchmaking, the new Netflix series, and Yeah, I love matchmaking shows because I know you're fascinated by the concept of a matchmaker too.
Yes.
And we got to get a matchmaker on here because we actually have never had a matchmaker. And so Mike and Krystyna and I, we all made our own list
of what we would want a matchmaker to look for in a partner for us.
Yeah.
I got to say, it was Krystyna versus Krystyna when I was writing this list.
Really?
It's harder than you think.
Because I'm like, fuck. Yeah, when you type it down, when you type it out, you're like, is this good? I judge it. That's what was happening. I'm like, and what place is this coming from? And so a lot of these I feel very, content with and very steadfast in.
Yeah, and the only constraints we had is that we kept it to 10. I think Mike went over because he's a man and rules don't apply to him.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a rule until after I had the list. I can get rid of one.
We said 10.
And privilege looks great on you, Mike.
10, and the only question, I didn't give any constraints or guidance other than the matchmaker just asked you, what are you looking for in a partner?
Yeah.
You have 10 slots. What are they?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Who you want to go first, Mikey?
Yeah, if you want me to.
Sure.
I mean, number one, obviously great hands and nice teeth.
Number one is great hands and nice
I didn't
teeth.
list these in any kind of ranking.
I think your mind reveals itself in the order that it's listed in.
I agree.
And this was kind of the point I was trying to make because it's not even just the men. So many of the women on the show, it was also half of the list was aesthetic.
Damn.
So thank you for already proving my point in that humans don't deserve love.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I have
now Mike is offended.
Well, because the rest of my list is very thoughtful.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
And also, I mean, I put a little
These are all 2 and
humorous
above,
spin
so-
on it.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't say this was a joke off.
Okay. For number 2, I have ambitious yet available.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Etsy
that's
shop.
code for
Etsy
don't do
shop.
something too
Etsy
important.
No, it's not. That's not code for that. It's
Don't be
just
gone
that,
too long.
No,
Don't be Ed Sheeran.
That's not right. I think I obviously love an ambitious woman, but I have
Obviously.
also
There's problems that come with that.
my tendencies, as I have discussed with my therapist a million times, are that I tend to go for women that are unavailable.
Right.
So I like somebody that is super ambitious, but has a little bit of time for me.
Right. Of course.
I'm not talking about spending 4 nights a week with somebody unless I live in the same house as them. But,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I'm seeing a girlfriend, I'd like to see her
A couple times
twice a week. Is that crazy?
Yeah, that's not crazy at all. That's very New York.
Right.
I feel like everywhere else, they're 5 days a week.
Yeah. 2
Or
times a
bust.
week is perfect. I
Yeah.
mean, if we could make that happen,
What
that'd
if
be
she was
great.
so busy and in the beginning she could get in the first couple months she could give you once a week?
That's also fine as
she's
long as
hot,
there's
he says yes.
as
I'm
long
a
as there's
once a week
consistency.
gal. Yeah, I love a once a week, twice a week. I mean, there's only 7 days in a week.
It's just there's gotta be a level of effort that's yes, I'm busy, but I will work at trying to get you in.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that to me is I don't love being the person that is constantly how about this week? How about this week? How about, there's
Yeah,
only
you
so
feel like
much
a
chasing
schmuck.
you can do. You're right. So that was number 2.
Okay.
Number 3, successful but shows humility
There's
and
so
gratitude.
many butts. There's so many butts.
I love these. Yeah, the butts. They're revealing. I don't exactly know what they're revealing of yet, but they're revealing of something.
No, but they're,
because the main thing, the first word is always something powerful,
Yeah.
and then the second
But a
word
little
tones
weak.
it down.
No, because it's no, all right, but
So wait, can you repeat that?
Strong
said
but thin.
successful but shows humility and gratitude. So it was
Gratitude for what? Her own work?
Yeah. Yes.
She's
That's how I
grateful to
feel
be
I
where
am.
she is. She feels thankful to be where she is in life. Okay. I
I'm
get
so
that.
thankful I got up at 6 a.m. every day and did work. What?
Well, Corinne, it's being.
And he's literally yes, exactly.
I labeled this as self-made. I think somebody that's self-made has more of
Right.
an appreciation.
Mike hates a silver spoon in the mouth.
Well, yeah. Think about how you and I grew up.
I literally know the people that you're thinking of in your head right now and how much we both don't like them.
Yes. So
Yeah, silver spoon
motherfuckers. This is what I'm trying to get across.
I hear
Somebody
you.
that earned it, and is appreciates the fact that this was a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Journey.
And I was successful. Look at how I
no
did it.
Camillas for Michael.
Nope.
Number 4, highly prioritizes hygiene and grooming. Big one for me.
Clean. So a clean
That pussy
gal.
better smell right, bitch.
Yep.
Which is funny because Mike does a bit of a granola, stick and poke tattoo kind of.
Which is why this
They
is
don't smell
difficult.
good.
Because
smell good.
I need
smell
a
like a
mix of all
campfire.
my types thrown together into one woman.
Mike
you know?
Mike loves the type of girl who looks like she makes her own deodorant, but
Yeah.
he wants her to get it from the store.
That's right. That's right.
And he wants it to be Dove.
Yes.
Spray on with aluminum.
That's right. Yeah, aluminum doesn't bother me. Why should it bother you?
I Yeah, it's just your organs and
You're
your
gonna have
adrenals.
to take care of her when she has Alzheimer's.
Yeah. You got to remind her who you are the last decade of your relationship. All because you didn't want the bitch to smell. Keep going.
Number 6. I have family oriented, but not family obsessed.
Okay. I love these butts.
Well, to me, it's like
I have a lot of butts too.
That one's really funny and how it goes hand in hand with something I wrote.
I like a gal who's good on a tightrope.
No, it's just somebody that doesn't sort of like roll their eyes at the fact that there's like some sort of family obligation, but somebody that's not like constantly.
So not a Corinne, not a Krystyna.
I can't wait till we get to pretty, but not too pretty.
No, I don't have that.
Not so hot that everyone wants to fuck her.
I don't have that.
Hot that like most people I know want to fuck her.
7 has an appreciation for art and culture.
Okay.
Culture. Love the culture.
8, quick-witted with a good sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
9, clear communicator.
Mm-hmm.
10,
but
knows. No, there's no buts. There's no more buts in the list. 10
but doesn't talk when I'm talking.
Knows what she wants. And then
it's just for dinner, for
no, just in general. I feel like I think that women in New York City act like the way you guys think men do.
Right.
Where it's just
They're
sort
wishy-washy.
of wishy-washy. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then obviously the last one, which
well,
was
we think we know what we want, but then we meet you, we don't like
wait
you.
a second, we got to turn right round.
Yeah, welcome to being a man.
That's my backup beeper,
ladies.
Beep.
I'm kind of one. We know.
Yes. And the last one that I had, which was my added throw-in, was obviously big rocking tits.
Oh God. But it's funny because you've dated so many people that don't have big rocking tits.
I know. And that's why none of them were the one.
Because you also like a very thin woman and those two things don't often go together.
I know. That's why. What a dilemma I have on my hands, don't I?
Wow. Yeah, you're too picky.
I'm far too picky.
But you want what you want. The heart and dick want what it wants.
That's right.
Okay. Shall I go next?
Could I just ask before we move on? Was this an insulting list to you as somebody that?
No, it wasn't insulting. It was actually very well thought out, much more well thought out than most of the people on this show.
Yeah.
But
Sad.
it was funny that you started with something aesthetic because that was like one of the big things for me was there was so much outward criteria. And it was a lot of outward criteria, and then I'll get into other things that it was. But yeah, no, your list is kind of how I would make a list,
right?
Yeah,
and
qualities.
Also, but to start with great hands and nice teeth I was literally doing that for a laugh. To be fair, but you know,
well, there's humor and truth.
That's fine.
Truth and humor.
All right,
my girly rules available everywhere.
All right, cool. All right, number 1. These aren't really in a particular order, but I do agree with Corinne. Like what you write down first.
It comes to you in an order.
A dark sense of humor. If we can laugh about fucked up shit, we can go the distance. Patient.
What if I find out that me and Krystyna are meant to be?
Yeah, this is honestly basically you.
It's so funny because I was like, that's one of my 10.
Patient and kind-hearted. Curious about life and what makes people tick. Someone who's done the work on themselves and is honest about who they are and what they want out of life.
Yeah, these are very similar.
Invested in their own personal improvement and doesn't get butthurt when you give them constructive feedback. He is looking at you, Steven. Someone
naming names.
Nah, fuck it.
Who cares?
I think it's funny because I think it's funny to just bring him up because I'm not mad at him anymore. I don't really care, but it's a funny little runner. Someone who wants to make the world a better place and sees the good in people. Comfortable with their sexuality and curious to try new things and be adventurous, but no pussy hounds.
That's a good one. I didn't even include that one.
Handsome dresser, puts thought into his sense of style. No Skechers. Like that, just so that because I imagine the matchmaker would ask like, okay, so what style do you like in a guy? Because it could be anything. If they have Skechers, they're not my guy.
That's
do men
so funny.
Below the age of like 55 have Skechers?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Okay,
that's really funny.
And, I mean, if they do, I don't want to know them.
Yeah,
romantically or sexually.
Yeah, there was a guy like that I was like really into, and I was like, And I was like seeing past how badly he dressed.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, because sometimes there are great, but it's bad, man. It's hard to get past.
And it's also like I can fix that. And in my experience, most times, like that's like the one of the easiest fixes that guys are very open to is changing how you dress.
Yeah, sometimes guys like it. Like, style me. I don't know shit about this.
Yeah, and I find it like that's like not a burden to me. I find it fun.
I do. I just so appreciate when a guy already has like a beautiful sense of style. Like my boyfriend just has great sense of style. And I'm like, fuck, he wears adventurous shit that I'm like, oh, okay, lean in. Lean in. Express yourself through your clothes.
Yeah, I would like if someone just like showed up to the date with nail polish on. But a girl can dream.
Nail polish?
Nail polish. Oh my God.
Dude, a guy with a mani.
But like colored nail polish?
Yes. Like black or blue.
No,
or
actually,
honestly, pink.
What?
Fuck it.
Are you kidding?
If it was just clear nail polish, that's a different vibe.
Yeah.
That's Cuban.
Right.
Cuban, like a
super
Italians?
low room.
Yeah,
Italian guys.
It's a vibe and it's a cool
like
vibe. It's a different vibe. I'm talking about colored nail polish.
Yeah, like I want someone dirty, not clean in that way.
Okay.
Okay, so no Skechers. A hard worker who prioritizes travel and having fun.
That's a great list.
I got two more. Silly and in touch with their inner child. The weirder, the better. Preferably loves pranks. And then the last one, it's 11, but has friends. Now that I've dated somebody who like has so many friends that I deeply love and respect, I'm like, that is a necessity from this point forward.
Yeah, it's hard because I want them to not have friends, but not because I want them all to myself, just because I don't want to have to hang out with the friends. Like you can have friends, but can I not hang out with them?
Right. Though I will say it's kind of jackpot when his friends are awesome. Like
I have my own friends. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's like the thing I was actually thinking of this like yesterday. Like where couples like go out together and I go, I just really love a relationship where you can just both wake up on Sunday morning, high five, and then
you just go hang out with your
hang out with our own friends, and then we come together and watch whatever our Sunday night show is. Like that's a great Sunday to me. I love that.
Yeah,
man, I was watching so many couples yesterday, and I was like getting so stressed out watching them because I go, I never have a good Sunday walking around with a couple, and I was having such a good Sunday walking around with my dog by myself. Okay,
what's your list, Corinne?
So this
is such a good exercise.
This is my list. Oh gosh, yeah. And I wrote a note here. It was funny because most people, go to a matchmaker, you think to find a spouse. Like that is like, they talked about it. Like their goal is to get married if you're going to a matchmaker. But all the things people were listing seemed like real fuck boy and fuck girl responses.
Damn.
So anyway, number one, well, I think we know this, loves himself.
Yeah.
This is a deal breaker. And then I go.
The matchmaker walks out.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl. I ain't got none of those.
The pool's dry. I don't know what to tell you.
And then I go, if we can get past this one, ellipses. Too funny, specifically with a dark, but not too dark, like a serial killer sense of humor.
Right.
I love a dark sense of humor, but I have found in my experience that sometimes it can go too far where you just go, are you statistically the guy?
Yeah.
Like, are you the guy?
Yeah. Or if he's like, yeah, so like Jews are awful, right?
Right.
Like, wait, whoa. What?
Yeah.
Right. What?
That's the problem with like an edgy sense of humor. A lot of times men interpret that as racist or like misogynist. And you go,
that's not funny.
That's not what I was getting at.
Racism, misogyny, that's not humor.
Yeah.
That's racism and misogyny.
Yeah. It's not the same thing. Number 3, deep respect and love for animals. Doesn't have to be a vegetarian. And I said, honestly, those vegetarian men are kind of questionable.
Yeah.
Which is
it's like a guy who teaches yoga.
It's like fucked up on my part to say that, but I did want to be clear and transparent.
Gotta be honest in these things.
That I will probably think that you're less of a man than a vegetarian, even though I want you to have a deep level of respect for animals.
And that's the conundrum of being a woman.
It's good to call out your own toxic traits to the matchmaker so she knows your problems.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, wants a partner because they want a partner, not because they want children, a housekeeper, and a therapist.
I mean, how's a matchmaker going to find that out? If she's a woman, she can sniff it out.
I think it's in the way that you talk about your partner because like anytime they start going like leading with like good mother, you go, no thanks. I'm gonna go. Number 5, inquisitive about life, the kind of person who talks about new ideas over drinks, not just tells me what happened about what happened and what's happening.
Wow, we really have a similar list.
Yeah, I think like, there's like a saying about this too, but I think that's what where it's really hard to talk to like non-artists, because when you sit down with artists, like basically all we're talking about is new ideas, things that we want to do,
exciting things you're learning,
or even like scenarios on like, wouldn't it be cool if the world was like this? And when you sit down, I've started making a list in my phone of topics that I talk about when I'm with not comedians or when I'm with not artists.
Yeah,
it's bleak.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
bleak.
So hard.
Yeah. And I know everyone gets mad when artists talk and like, are you, am I boring because I'm not an artist? Yes, you are. And that's fine.
We all have it. We all have
artists
it in
are mental.
us.
Yeah.
But we all have an artist in us.
But
no matter where you live, no matter who you are, no matter what your taste is, you all have the ability to be introspective and curious about the world. Fucking ignite it. Otherwise, what's the point in living?
And we all have ideas, and that's also a thing. So what I've come to realize is when left to their own devices, non-artists are terrible conversationalists. But what I have found out is when in this little experiment I'm doing, I'll kind of silently listen and observe the conversation because this is like larger groups where I can do that. And yeah, left to their own devices, it will be very like banal things. But then if I present a topic that is more aligned with the kind of things that I like to talk about, they will be receptive to it and they will bring things and be interested. And it also I'm like, oh, what a surprise. The whole table ignited because this is a better topic.
Yeah, because it's a more interesting thing to think about.
So it's like you can't, if you want things to change, you have to be the change that you wish to see in the world.
Of course.
Well, I'm so tired of being the change I want to see. When can I... When
do I get to be the problem?
Yeah. I want to be the problem. God, what the fuck?
Number 6, loyal and trustworthy. You're like my publicist and I'm like yours. I know that even when I'm not with you, you're speaking highly of me and I'm doing the same even if we're in a fight.
Yes, that's a great one.
7, this is my only kind of politically social one. 7, pro-choice and LGBTQ friendly. You can join me for a hang at a bar with my gay friends without hesitation.
I was going to write pro-choice. Yeah.
Let me ask, do you think nowadays that's something that you have to put down?
Yes.
Yeah? You think that would be like an issue?
Yes.
Interesting.
And every time I date a guy, I think the last 4 relationships that I've been in, so since I was in high school, I asked them if they're pro-choice or pro-life because I won't date somebody. If I get pregnant, I want to know. I don't want the added stress of him pressuring me to keep something that I don't know if I want.
Okay. Or you don't want to start knowing that you'd have to just keep a secret from them.
Yeah. It's going to create a wedge.
Right? And I think those, I really don't like to put a lot of political or social views that someone has to have because, I'm very big on hearing other people out. I get along very well with people who have extremely different viewpoints from me and oftentimes get along better with conservative people than liberal people, even though I am definitely more liberal leaning. Keep your comments to yourself.
But Corinne, I don't like that about you.
Yeah, but those two are just, I can't, and I've had conversations where people will come, I'll explain it to them and they'll come more to my side. So it's something that you can have a conversation about, but if you're not going to move on that, no point in us meeting. 8, extremely passionate about something that makes him and the world a better place, even if it doesn't interest me. You can be the best mathematician in the world and be looking at math and how it, solves poverty or something and work on that all day. If I don't understand it, if I'm not interested in it, I just want you to have a passion, something that really lights a fire under your ass that is not me and is something that work that you're doing in the world. 9, ideally looks like a woodsman or a heroin chic rocker. And then
of course.
And then I wrote, or just a hot Puerto Rican guy.
Yeah.
Those are my 3
all
types.
3, great.
And then 10, this one goes out to you, Mike, has never uttered the sentence, family is the most important thing. I love my family dearly, but I never vibe with men who say that sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a middle ground.
When you lead with it, something's up.
Well, it's so funny because almost across the board, and obviously this is more of a religious dating show. So family tends to be more important when you're dating within a religious structure, and the family tends to be more involved too. But everyone was values family. But that's the thing. So I wanted us to make a list, and our lists are all what I think you would, a list for a matchmaker should be.
Yeah.
But all these people's lists were can't be bald,
really?
Over 5'9".
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, this shit
values
doesn't
family,
matter.
wants 4 to 5 kids. It was so logistical. And I'm how can you ever find someone if you're looking for someone who just meets these like little things?
People are,
you're not looking for like the essence of a human,
right? Well, and I think people are lying to themselves about what would make them happy. Because, but not on purpose. I feel like they're not taking the time to go, what would actually make me feel good? Like, you know, you leave it like the people you mentioned you were talking to, you brought up a deeper conversation topic. I mean, they all got deeper.
Yeah.
That I guarantee you those people felt like better leaving that conversation because they were actually a human being that participated and used their brain and used their mind and like kind of engaged in a thought process, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like people think that a certain height and a certain type of hair is going to make them happy when the reality is it's just not true. And then when you get those things, you're like, I did it. I did the thing that's going to make me happy. And then you're not happy. Then you're really not happy because you're like, well, fuck.
I think it 100% has to do with the ethnic element. Or religious element.
The Jewish part of the show.
Well, it's just like, again, we kind of talked about it.
I've watched other like matchmaking type shows though, and it's leaning so much more into those things than you think it was.
It might, but I do think that a lot of times, like, I think a lot of people that live sort of like quote unquote normal lives, they just assume that everybody else.
Such an elitist podcast.
I know it is,
point.
but I just mean like the normal meaning. Like if you just work a 9 to 5, let's just say that you're like you go to work, you come home,
fucking loser.
You hang out, and I'm not making a judgment on the lifestyle. I'm just saying like if you live more of an like
traditional,
traditionals is great. I think that there are a lot of assumptions made about the way that people live their lives that they don't think to put on these lists because they just assume that people are going to be the type of person that they see in their head just because those are the types of people that they interact with the most. I think that like in our worlds where people are more ambitious and people are also like, you know, in show business and comedy, it's like the fine line between like performer and criminal psychopath are like very thin, wouldn't you say?
That's one thing that I'm missing.
You're dealing with real individuals here.
I should have written has some kind of a code of morality or ethics.
Right.
Oh yeah. That's like a given, but yeah.
Like an integrity.
I do think a lot of people will go to a matchmaker and never even have to think about that because it's like for the most part
because they've never met because they hang out with regular people, so they've never met a really bad guy.
Yes.
And they've certainly never met 10 really bad guys.
Yes. Yes.
And when I say bad guys, I don't mean they didn't call you back. I go capable of
did you
murder.
Dirty. Yes. Yeah, they did you dirty.
Yes. Doesn't like a whole religious group.
Right. So in the case of like the Jewish matchmaker or the Indian matchmaker or whatever, there are boxes that are already checked.
Well, Patty Stanger too. Like she, even on that show, I was like remembering back, and that wasn't necessarily based on ethnicity or religion. It was based on that was, I guess, more money.
Yeah, because Millionaire Matchmaker.
Yeah, that was the Millionaire Matchmaker. Right. Yeah.
So if you already know, if you go into a matchmaker's office and you already know that you are looking for the Jewish archetype or the Indian archetype because that's part of your comfort zone because that's where you're from also.
Yeah. Right.
Then I think there's certain things you wouldn't even think to put on the list because you're going in there looking for like the model of Jewish that works best for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that is like aesthetic and some of it is like what you can, because I have dated.
Well, that made sense for like the really reform, for the really like Orthodox people, but for the like the more chill Jews, it didn't. That doesn't make sense because
you dropped your baseball.
I dropped
Michael.
the baseball. I'm sorry.
My God, Mike loves shopping.
See, every week there's a new noise that comes out of you.
I have to have something in my hands.
It's like having a toddler.
Yeah. With a huge cock.
Oh my God.
Very interesting. Very interesting. On that note, speaking of huge cocks, we're excited to have our guests on. They are the hosts of a very funny podcast called Loud About Nothing. We had such a great conversation with these two. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Sebastian Conelli and Robbie Nunes. Oh, I love Hershey.
Yeah, I think it was like that this particular time. Flags, but
I love Hershey.
Yeah,
Hershey's great.
Hershey's and the roller coasters are getting better.
Yeah, they're good. The ones at Hershey's are good, and I know they keep getting new ones. I haven't been to Hershey in like fucking 8 years.
I drove by it and I stuck my nose out this weekend to see if I could smell, because it smells like chocolate the whole town.
Yeah, have you taken the tour of the chocolate factory?
Of course.
Yeah, and you get free chocolate.
It's so disappointing after spending the whole day in the amusement park.
It's like it's a small world. You're
I know.
Like, oh, okay.
When I went there, they just released Hershey's cookies and cream, and I bought. I got a briefcase full of it.
A brief.
This is the origin story.
This is the origin fat story. I got a briefcase full of Hershey's cookies and cream, and I swear to God, you've never seen more wrappers behind the couch than when I came home, because we were limited. My mother would be like, "You're only allowed one a week" or some shit like that.
You were rationing the Hershey's cookies and cream.
Slamming them.
The Hershey's cookies and cream kisses, though, that's next level. And then
they're really good. Yeah,
they just give you a morsel enough to go, that was one bite too little. And then that's how you keep doing it.
Yeah, the calories are not bad on that though. We're talking 130 for 7.
Okay, that's
I like that you know that. I know you like the stats.
Yeah, I connect with girls on like stats of calories. It's actually sick. It's a problem.
No, I would say it is literally sick.
Yes.
The sickness.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, yeah. All
I
right,
do this a lot.
On that note, we're here with Robbie Nunes and Sebastian Conelli.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
we're super excited to have you guys here. You know, calorie count, all the things.
If we list any food throughout this podcast, I'm going to need a sharp stat from you. I'm going to go like this, and then you're going to go 250.
Yeah,
100%.
790.
Oh, I know the difference between cooked chicken and not cooked chicken.
Wait,
Are you eating raw chicken? That's death. That's the stats on that is death.
Yeah.
I'm trying to die.
Salmonella.
Yeah. I'm like, which way will food kill me?
I'm a salmonella survivor. I would advise you not to.
Did you?
Yeah,
Wow, she's a survivor.
I had a difficult time in the first grade. Thank you.
She was hospitalized.
I was
Oh
on an
my
IV.
God.
I was on the news. Minnie came
You
to
were on
visit
the
me.
news? Oh, wow.
Yes.
You were on.
And then they asked
What
me
did they
on
say?
the news. They said, "Did Minnie visiting you make you feel better?" And I said, "No, I'm sick."
Yeah, I got salmonella.
And then they didn't use that clip.
Oh, losers.
Oh, you mean Minnie Mouse?
They didn't want the truth.
Yeah,
I thought there was like a woman in town called Minnie.
No. Yeah,
She visits all the salmonella kids. She works
Comes
for
by,
Purdue.
gives me
She's
a
a
little
rep for
bag.
Purdue.
Who cooked the chicken?
It was from a chicken cooked allegedly by Kids Cuisine.
Oh, those kids' cuisines. Yo, they had
I was
that
addicted
brownie.
to
That
them.
had the fucking brownie that you microwaved with the mac and cheese.
I was
Oh,
addicted.
shit. Do they still make those?
Yes.
Fuck,
I
wanna-
probably.
I love kids' food.
That blue box. Oof,
Oh my God, with the penguin on it?
tastes like home.
Oh.
I was a hungry man.
Yeah.
I would be a boy,
Hungry
but
Man?
want a hungry man.
No, I advanced to Hungry Man like pretty quickly, like when I was in high school, definitely. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
They would
They
advertise.
made
go,
great. The fried chicken was great. I like that.
Tremendous.
Yeah,
yeah.
the mashed potatoes so salty.
Microwaving fried chicken, though? That doesn't fuck it up?
Not Hungry Man does it right.
There's something.
And you can put it in the oven.
That's it. Well, there is also this thing. I don't know how much you fucked with lean cuisines. I did. Thank you, mommy.
I had a lot of lean cuisines. Yeah.
There would be like for the pizza, you could flip the box over, and there would be aluminum foil that would
Yeah.
make it crispy.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
So
do you
I
want
was about
crispy
that.
or do you want soft? Yeah, you can really choose your own adventure. Yeah.
I liked Hungry Man because they would be like, "This is 1 pound of food." I was
I
like,
never even
"Fuck
heard of
yeah."
Hungry Man. Was it all?
Oh,
Like
I guess
the
you had a nice
cuisine?
childhood.
Yeah, this is nice.
No, I
Wow.
did too. This is comfort for me.
Really?
My favorite all time though is Stouffer's macaroni
my
cheese
God.
and French
The
bread
stuffing,
pizza.
the stuffing with like the apples in it.
Very
Holy shit.
Stuffing with apples.
And if you over microwaved it, it would get like crisp, but like in a bad allegedly way up top. But I like that shit.
Can I
it just
tell-
morphed into one candle.
Eating stuffing colds might be one of my favorite hobbies.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Update your hinge.
Yes.
love
Oh,
some
you have?
stuff.
Yeah. I know. It's a big red flag. It's all prompts about cold stuffing.
When you go on dates, do you bond over food? Is that something?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
have you ever been on a date with a girl that was like, like I eat like a bird. Like I like food, but I'm not like a foodie in any way. So.
No, I don't mind eating like a bird because I am constantly on diet, off diet, on diet, off diet.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So I'm like, I
I thought you were
prefer
like,
that.
I don't mind eating a bird.
Yeah, I'll eat a whole
For
bird.
lunch.
Yeah, it's tremendous. I catch them out of the sky. Yeah.
Chirping chicken.
I wish. No, I like birds too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you eat chicken.
I don't consider them birds.
Oh, they're
They're
like
delicious
a true Nazi.
morsels.
I met chickens as food before I met them as birds.
Right,
Oh,
right. As
I-
kids do.
I like
Yes.
your logic there.
Unless you're
Yeah.
taking to like a petting zoo.
And that's
Right.
what my parents knew.
Right.
Walk out.
It is good to take kids to a petting zoo, though, if you want them to eat chicken, because they have an attitude problem. I think we can all agree.
Yes, they suck.
Yeah.
But turkeys are so bad that it makes me not want to eat them.
Like bad how? Bad for you? Bad
Have you ever
people?
met a turkey?
Yeah, they're all right.
They're
they're
violent.
Well, maybe because they're getting eaten all the time.
I feel like geese are more violent than turkeys in my experience.
Geese are violent.
Geese are assholes.
I passed the geese this weekend. I was in a car with people, and they go, "Look how beautiful the geese are." And I go, "Fuck geese."
Yeah.
And they all got pissed at me. They go, "Look at the necks. How could you not?" I go, "They're evil."
Yeah, they're mean.
They're mean.
We were talking about London
I need
earlier.
a swan.
Yeah,
talking about
swans are mean too.
Swans are
swans
mean.
are assholes.
What about-
I got nipped by a goose and a swan once when I was a kid, and I'll never forgot it.
You two have kid problems.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do. She's
You do.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I never
do.
got nipped by a swan.
What, did you have bread or something?
No.
No bread.
No, I remember
Unprovoked.
they were biting my dress, and I was running away, and they were chasing me, and I was like, nope, no.
Oh, it was like a bull and a red cloth, but a swan in a little girl's dress.
Yeah, what color was
also
his dress?
scarring. It was like blue.
Yeah, what were you
How I
wearing,
remember that.
Krystyna?
Yeah, I know. It was my
Were you
fault. It was
asking
my
for
fault. It was my fault. It was such a tasty morsel for the goose.
I hate
Sorry.
the goose blame, but oh my
Sorry.
God, it sounds like you wanted them to bite
How
you.
were your guys' childhoods?
Bad.
Oh, yeah?
I would say fine, good, I guess.
All right.
Good, I guess.
Yeah,
what does good,
it
I
was
guess
good.
mean?
It was good. It was good.
You
I
weren't
was
touched?
sheltered. I didn't really know, like, I would go to school and I would learn so much shit.
So the problem was you were loved too much.
I guess.
Wait, sheltered, though. That's not good.
No, it wasn't. It's not good. It's
How
not good
how
later in
sheltered
life,
were you?
and then you get made fun of at school because you don't know what 69ing is if you're 14.
Well,
So it's like, and
I
then
would
everybody in
say-
school like finds out you don't know what 69 is.
I don't know
and
that
it's
you
like
need to know what 69ing is when you're 14.
I
kind of,
agree.
like,
I didn't know
middle-
sex involved penetration until I was 15.
Really?
Yeah, then I did it.
And you
yeah.
didn't get made. Oh,
I got
you
made
learned
fun
on the spot.
I got made fun of though. Yeah, it was like at a co-ed sleepover.
Yeah.
that
She
I
did
liked my mom about.
Stanislavski method.
Yeah. what are you doing with that thing?
No, he's so sheltered that he'll throw on a radio edited version of a rap song
I used
now.
to have to only listen to radio edited versions.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
That's
I
his
remember
nostalgia.
like, hey, he's like, I want to make you cumma, and it would be blocked out on my
Oh,
thing,
on
and
the
I was like,
Walmart
why
version.
is cum a bad word?
Yeah.
I come
right.
places, I go places all the time.
Right.
We come here, we come
Can't
there.
say that. Can't
you get
say
made fun
that.
of for that.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Was it ever to the point where like you were naive about something like in the moment sexually that you were like, oh wait, that's not how that works. Like with a
Oh,
woman.
for sure. Oh no,
For
no,
sure.
no, no,
Okay.
no.
So you knew how to fuck by the time you were fucking?
Well, I didn't. Yeah, which was later.
When?
When you start fucking.
When did I start fucking?
Why did you just look at Sebastian?
April? No. I was
You can
trying to
tell
think of a
Daddy,
date.
You
when
can
did
tell
I
them.
start fucking?
When did I start fucking? I was 18.
Oh, okay.
18?
So very,
Yeah.
very
Legal age
normal.
of
Very
age.
normal age.
Legal age.
Yeah.
2 18-year-olds.
Pretty dope, yeah. 218, thank you.
We're both 18.
Yeah.
Next.
I
How
started
was your-
fucking in high school, senior year.
Yeah,
It was
that's
dope.
good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, and then it was my high school girlfriend. Then I was fucking. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. You're in love, young love. You're like, we're never gonna die. We're never gonna break up.
It was
Yeah,
great. We had
that was
sex
good too.
in my friend's car, my friend's bed.
Yeah. Oh wow. Your
my
friend-
grandma's table.
Ooh. Table.
Okay,
Yeah.
grandma's
Wow.
table. Was it one where like the there was like sides that went up and down
Oh,
on
the
it?
leaves.
It was
The
a leaf.
leaves, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a leaf for when the company came by.
Yeah. For the holidays.
Yeah, she was dead though.
Oh.
So I was,
Nice.
my grandma was dead, but
Okay.
She was watching over you.
I hope so.
That's good.
There is a drawer in my grandma's apartment that smells like her. And I remember when I was fucking, I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, I could smell my grandma a little bit.
What a beautiful first time memory.
That was my first time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where'd you lose your virginity, in a car or a bed?
My friend's bed.
Your friend's. Why'd your friend? Wow, your friend had no parents that were home.
You had one of those friends that like their parents were never home.
Just
And you
just
get fuck in their
delinquents.
bed. Okay.
Yeah, everyone was outside. He had a hot tub, so we just all smoke weed in the hot tub outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And so then we took a break from smoking weed in the hot tub to go have sex in the bed.
Did you get a sex talk from like? Did you get like?
From my mom?
Yeah.
My parents are so open. My parents are so beautiful.
Yeah.
They're so kind. They gave me a book called "It's Perfectly Normal."
Oh.
and this-
At what age?
Very young.
Wow.
Because I have older sister and she got her period. And shout out one time.
Guys with sisters do have
Yeah.
some type of comfortability with a woman's body that I do appreciate.
Or scarring
learned
from
about
being
sex-
dressed up as a girl so many times.
that's your brother.
Hey, Angelina.
Chris is
Sure.
fine.
That just got me into sketch comedy. It was like, oh yeah, I could wear a dress on stage. Dope. So my sister got her period early, and I remember my mom picking us up, being like, Sebastian, okay, listen to me. your sister got a period. A period is this. She's going to be upset. Today is a day of kindness.
Oh, that's really cute.
So it was a day of kindness and we were nice. And I remember we went and picked her up and we were all just trying to be nice to her. Yeah, we were very open.
This is
when I
so
told my mom
funny.
I got my period, she just started crying. And I was like, okay. And then just didn't talk to me. And I was like, all right, cool.
That's it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She was just sad that you're getting older.
But I didn't know that. I was like, okay, I guess everything I do makes you fucking cry, Ma.
How old were you?
I was 11.
Is that average?
I
That's a
was
little
12 and that was young. So
Yeah.
11. Yeah, I remember the day of kindness is really sweet because
that is what you need.
I didn't hear my mom tell my dad that I got my period, but I could tell he was being he was always very nice to me, but he was being like extra nice, but in a weird way. And then I just came downstairs and I was like, oh, everyone knows I have my period.
Did your brother know?
It just felt like everyone knew.
Yeah.
I was like, the dog knows.
Yeah, the dog smells
The
it.
finch knows.
One time at a sleepover, I would get nervous. I would be so embarrassed by my period that if I had a pad, I would wrap it up in toilet paper and put it in my backpack instead of the trash can. And my one friend, I was sleeping over at Katie's house, and we went in her room, and her dog like ripped open my pads that were like wrapped in toilet paper, and I was like, oh no, I have to put these back in my bag.
Yeah,
I had a terrible
You know
experience.
what?
You're gonna smell more like period if you keep used pads in your backpack.
Ones that the dog ate. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, I never judged that. For some reason, like,
It was presented to you as a
can't.
thing that happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like my parents were so good with the sex talk and stuff like that. Like,
Wow.
my parents, I said this, like a beautiful home, terrible place.
Right.
Oh,
So
right.
like my
Staten
parents.
Island, Long Island.
Staten Island.
Yeah, terrible.
So
fucking
in the
suck.
home, things were going well. It was outside of the home during your childhood that things were bad.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Monster.
Like what?
Just like, so CYO basketball, I remember like,
What's COS?
Catholic youth.
Sebastian
Catholic
also
youth.
really wanted to be like masculine and cool.
I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
CYO kids were the fucking worst though.
Oh, we had to say Hail Mary to do a foul shot.
Yeah.
It was like fucking insane.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't even Catholic.
Wow.
So I was praying to just a woman Mary.
Who's this bitch Mary?
I was just,
What'd she do to earn this spot?
I knew nothing about Mary, but I was like, in order to score, I gotta say full of grace, you know?
Oh my god.
So I'm with CYO. It would be like the men on CYO, like it was, the boys were fine, the fathers.
Oh.
Well, they had all that pent up gay energy, so
Yeah.
they had to put
All
it
of them.
somewhere.
All of them. So literally, they would get kicked out of games for throwing chairs at refs.
Yeah.
The score is 11-9.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the
Contain your
fuck are we
fucking rage over your son's sports team that's not going to go anywhere.
It's insane. So I grew up around like a lot of toxic men through masculinity, like anger, and then women that were anxious about everything. Well, I
Right,
understand
because their
why.
fucking
Yeah.
husbands threw shit at the
Yes.
Because they're being
kids'
hit,
sports games.
so they're flinching.
I know.
Yeah.
So like I have anxiety and I get scared of confrontation.
Did your parents do any like explaining of like the humanity outside of the house so that you can kind of digest it a little better?
My dad was so good about that.
Okay.
So my dad was a principal of a high school in the Lower East Side for
nice.
kids that got kicked out of schools.
Oh, so he's super patient. You have to have so much patience and
He was,
kindness for
and
that
everyone
job.
called him Tony. And it was like in the 90s in the Lower East Side where it was just like heroin everywhere.
Yeah, just
and like,
needles.
he would take me there, and I grew up in a white part of Staten Island, and
Yeah.
so I would meet like people of different races and
Yeah.
like learn about like how lucky I am because I don't have to deal with shit.
Yeah, no needles on your lawn.
That like no,
That's wild.
We're actually gonna clip that and release it next February.
I realize how lucky I am that I live in a white area.
Thank God I'm white. Thank you. The Hail Mary, thank you for making me white.
February
Okay.
1st, I'm requesting a collab from Sebastian.
I am lucky. I didn't have to deal with shit that they had to do.
Yeah.
Also, like
Well, and
economically,
learning that as from a kid age, you're like, oh fuck, like people get treated differently in
Yeah.
this world, and that's the fucking disgusting truth of it all.
if you can't tell a man good at politics, talk.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of talking about nothing. Instantly, I'm like, what did I just say?
Let him know.
What's the most fucked up thing you saw an adult do as a kid? Like all these toxic Staten Island men.
Toxic set. What's the most fucked up thing?
Like throwing a chair at a fucking kid's sports game at the ref is disgusting behavior. But
I remember like being in cars with dads and how they would talk about the other moms.
spill
yeah.
the tea, Sebastian. What'd they say?
They would be. I learned the phrase T and A because I was in my buddy Steven's car and his dad was just talking about all like the tits and ass that from the other mothers.
Oh, he's definitely gay. That guy was definitely gay.
Wow.
So I like heard these men talk about women and why, and I remember like having to ask what TNA was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't fucking know. Yeah.
And it was that thing of like, as soon as the doors closed, they got fucking wild.
Yeah, gross.
And now I don't say wild stuff, but I'll say it in front of everyone.
Yeah, right. Like a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a real fucking man. I'll say I love tits and ass in front of you.
Yeah. Was there any like scandals of like the dads like fucking teenage girls or something in the school? I feel like that toxic masculinity can sometimes produce that.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
They didn't have enough tits and ass.
Nah.
Yeah.
They like a curvy woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God. It saved the kids.
Gotta
It
get some
did.
lasagna in there. Yeah.
It did. Oh God, I love a curvy woman too. I was just talking today about how hot Miss Piggy was. I can't, bro. I was going on. We did a podcast before. I couldn't shut up about Miss Piggy. Off mic, I was like, no, bro. But seriously,
That
like
nose though.
bro, Miss
Them
Piggy,
nostrils.
that attitude.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
Love you love a cunty woman.
I have a Halloween picture from about 10 years ago. I'm gonna have to show you after this podcast.
Stop.
You were
After,
Miss
I can't
Piggy?
be face to face.
Okay.
I'll get too
At least you have
verklempt. I'll get too
legal age.
overwhelmed. You think I got flustered about that comment before? You, Miss Piggy? Ah! I be done. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that.
He's not joking.
I'm not. You were Miss Piggy? Wow.
It's a really good costume too. I really nail Halloween.
Now, here's the question we're all wondering.
Yeah.
What are we all wondering?
We're all
Yeah, what
wondering
are
this
we
question.
wondering?
Did you have a Kermie?
I bought a life-size Kermit off eBay because I don't
Yeah,
let a man
ain't no
hold
man
down
gonna be-
my Halloween.
Oh wow.
If it's gonna be a duo costume, it's gonna be between me and a stuffed animal.
But me and a stuffed animal, and then my best friend went as a partial birth abortion.
Oh wow.
Wait.
Now that's a trio.
Wait. How old are
We need that
Happy
picture.
Halloween? Was it a slutty partial birth abortion?
It was
Or
a
you just like
man.
Oh my God.
oh,
Still could be slutty.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh God, it was great.
Robbie, where'd you grow up?
I
Staten
grew
Island?
up Sayreville, New Jersey, which was right over the bridge of Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of
Was
my
it-
family was Staten Island. I was on Staten Island a lot, but it was
Okay.
like a scary place. People who smoke cigarettes to me were like
Scary?
not like bad. Like I was
Yeah?
around people that smoke cigarettes.
Like in Home
that's how
Alone 2
sheltered
Lost in
we
New
were.
York? Like,
Yeah.
it ain't much better in here, kid. Like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
What, did you see anything fucked up as a kid? Like growing up in terms of like, I don't know.
Like just fucked up.
Something that fucked you up.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
He was an Eagle
Shelter.
Scout.
I was an Eagle Scout. I
Aw.
learned what eating out was on a Boy Scout trip, and I was told that it was you had to put
Wow,
whipped
what the
cream-
fuck happened?
You had to put
Whipped
whipped
cream on the
cream
pussy?
and yeah, like that's what. So I thought when you like go to third base, you need desserts for the longest.
He's
time.
like eating out. I thought that was just our trip to Applebee's.
Yeah, that's a night at Friendly's.
You're so
Nice.
Yeah.
sweet.
Mom, can we eat out after dinner tonight?
that was Robbie.
So you're a bad boy.
And then, but that kid, rest in peace, died of like a heroin overdose. So like, shit gets real fast
That's
after.
when you're neck
So
deep
it's
in
like-
pussy as a child, you got it.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like stuff does get very fast, and it's hard to process all of that at the same time.
But I feel
Yeah.
like those like people are like angel messengers sent down to teach us the things about life because
I
you know
know.
it's just like
get that whipped cream on that pussy,
Yeah.
it's like he died of a heroin overdose, but we needed him in our middle school
Yeah.
class.
Yes.
So
And
bless
otherwise
us
we
with this
wouldn't
knowledge.
know.
And he's
Yeah.
being honored in
Yeah.
the way that he would want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's called Guys We Fcked.
Yeah. It's probably like,
We
thank
all
you.
knew that
Flicker the
kid.
lights if you're here.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Drugs was
Wow.
crazy in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Like which ones? Because people were
Pills.
dropping ecstasy on the bus in middle school in my school.
Really?
Like, Jesus, like tablets of ecstasy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, kids. I remember a kid in my middle school did a patch. What are those called? It was
Like a Nicorette?
no, not a Nicorette. It's like a painkiller. It was like a painkiller patch.
Oh my! Like an
And he got
oxy
sent to the
patch?
hospital. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I would
Yeah.
have been so obsessed with that guy.
Ooh, he's a bad boy.
I got a little horny with you telling the story. I was
Really?
like, where is he now?
I mean,
pain for him to numb.
yeah, that was a lot of stuff. I started smoking weed before high school.
Oh wow.
Wow!
Not because I wanted to, but because it was like I had to in order to fit in.
to fit in.
Right.
I wanted
Yeah.
to play handball. You You could.
But you didn't have to.
Shut up. My mom might watch.
You don't have to do it.
I told her that I
You could
had
just get
to.
bullied. Like that's
My
the other
teachers
alternative,
forced
which is
me
what
to.
I did. Yeah.
In order to be an AP, I had to get fucking
he wanted
high.
to be cool. Like if you
What?
wanted to be,
I never smoked weed until I was 18, which is kind of crazy because I love weed now. But I'm like, when you're like 16 years old, like, what does weed even do to a child?
yeah, I think about. I just started
'Cause
smoking
you're
weed until I
already
was
a child.
26, and now I smoke every day.
Yeah.
So it's like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once you discover it, you're like,
Yeah,
this is what I've been
amazing.
missing.
Yeah.
I smoked weed and watched Napoleon Dynamite and ate ice cream. And I was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like, I was living the dream.
That's a
That is
really
nice.
nice
I was
childhood.
That sounds sweet.
That's
it was
amazing.
sweet.
So, as in your adult life, do you find that like adulthood is scarring because you had such a nice childhood?
I did pills. I was would snort pills all the time.
In childhood or as
Yes, in
adults?
childhood.
Oh, what?
So-
What? Why? But why?
Yeah, like what were you like trying to escape the pain of the town and the people surrounding you, or
I don't know if it was the pain I was trying to escape or if it was I was trying to fit in or probably a combo of both.
Yeah,
But like
fitting in is like your only currency as a kid,
I was always fat.
Yeah.
So I needed to do something to like have people love me.
and it was doing drugs or selling drugs.
It
or
was-
it
having
seems like
drugs?
being funny would be the avenue.
Yeah, which you are.
But then people don't like that.
When you're
I got
funny?
made fun of for wanting to be funny.
Oh God,
Really?
everyone likes
Yes.
funny.
No, they don't like when you want to be funny.
Not Staten Island.
Oh, like when you're trying too
yes.
hard.
Oh,
And
well,
I probably
yeah.
did.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
you've honed your skills.
Yeah, definitely. But I definitely also I hung out with the kids that all ended up doing heroin and dying.
Right.
Shit, how many kids?
I was
died
gonna kind of say like, yeah, how many of your friends are dead? Because a lot of my friends are dead.
So the kid I lost my virginity to, his bed, he's dead. My other best friend's dead.
I thought you just were telling us that you lost your virginity to a
guy?
man.
Yeah.
Oh no, a woman.
Yeah, you
Oh,
lost
in
your
the bed.
virginity in a man's bed
Yes, his-
to a woman.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, a bunch of my
And
friends
he
have
died-
died since high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of heroin overdose or fentanyl shit.
Yeah.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, that's crazy.
yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember during pandemic, like 2 of my friends died within 2 months of each other.
Yeah.
And I went up to my mom's and I was like, blah, blah, just died. And then I like looked at her. I was like, this isn't normal. And she's like, it's not.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I didn't talk to them for years.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like guilty, because
course.
the one kid died and I just gave him weed for the first time. And
Right.
so, like,
So then you were all of a sudden
Was
thinking
that-
I started his pathway. Okay, well I think just
I did it. No, give me
gonna get on
credit.
the
I was like, let's
Touch
relieve
me.
relieve
Don't you fucking touch me, bro. Don't you dare. Why you mean? I didn't know we were going to have to talk about my dead friends. Yeah. I thought I was going to talk about how much I like boobs.
You can talk about that too. We love dead friends though.
What's
We
your
love dead
favorite-
friends.
It is
What's-
sad. 3 people on my block that I grew up on are dead.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
From
that's
heroin
Jersey.
or fentanyl or both?
I think heroin.
It's mixed still
The
now.
classic.
Yeah.
Man, heroin, I will never. That's a drug I will never even attempt.
No.
Because it sounds like a lot of motherfuckers is dying over it.
I never
so
did
must
it.
feel me either. I don't. I guess it's technically opioids. Is like
Yeah.
similar feeling. I took opioids once after a surgery, and I'm like, this sucks. I still am in pain, but now I'm like a little high. This
You
is
didn't
awful.
get enough.
Yeah.
I'm like,
If you-
and then it made me nauseous. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, throw
that's
up. and
good.
And well, the surgery scar was on my stomach. So
Yeah,
it hurt
weed
to throw up.
problem team.
Yes! Throw it up!
You go.
Doesn't count if it's in the toilet.
This will give me diarrhea. Can I have more milligrams?
Oh my God, the discovery of laxatives. My mom asked me if I ever did heroin because all this shit happened and she
Yeah.
kind of knew. And she goes, Sebastian, I go, what's the matter? She was like, I got a question for you. We're going to Christmas tree shop to buy some tchotchkes.
Of course. That was the most
Italian.
fucking East Coast sentence I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
My mom, we like put out the Christmas stuff. She goes, not enough. There's more than enough. She goes, we need a couple new things. She goes, I hear they got gnomes this year at the Christmas tree shop. So we're going to the Christmas tree shop. And of course, and my dad's there and they're arguing over how many feet the gnome could be.
Right.
My dad goes 1 foot max. My mom goes, but there's a 5-footer.
That's not a gnome. That's a guy.
Yeah, I know. It was a man. He worked there. But he had a cool hat on. My mom's like, can we take him home? Reusable bags. What are we talking here?
Yeah.
So we're on the way to the Christmas tree shop. We're driving. The drive's 3 minutes long. So you think we talk about like, oh yeah, you want to get, what do you want to eat for dinner?
Yeah.
Instantly, we're talking heroin. We're in the car.
Those car rides, honestly, they felt like prison because the doors would close, and then all of a sudden your like mom or dad would bring up the most serious topic.
You know they're the back seat.
You're like, my kid's a pussy. They're not going to roll out of the car. You know,
they can't because the child locks.
Crazy.
I once threw a cell phone out the car window because I got so frustrated.
Good for you.
Over what?
Over I wanted to drop out of college.
Oh, okay.
And they wouldn't let me, so I threw the phone they paid for.
Yeah, that'll teach them. You let them know.
I felt so.
Did
stupid.
they have to pull back and reverse so you could get it, or
It was on the West Side Highway.
Oh yeah, you can't.
What are we
get that.
doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's a freeing move.
It was. You know what? This feels awesome. That you feel like a monster.
Yeah. When you actually release it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The release, you feel instantly stupid.
Yeah.
Instantly stupid. So we're driving to the Christmas tree shop, and she goes, Sebastian, just be honest with me. I won't be upset. Fucking lie.
Yeah. Always a lie.
I won't be upset. Have you ever tried heroin? I go, Mom, I swear to God, I never have. And I would tell you, I never have. I go, Mom, I never have. She goes, okay. Silence. Is it because I was a good mother?
Oh my God.
And in that moment, I said, yes, Mom. It was because you're a good mother.
Yeah, give her
You
that.
gotta give her that.
You gotta give her that.
Yeah.
Just get,
Oh my God.
And
That
it's
might have been
partially-
why.
Yeah, it might have been why.
It seems like
Who's
your
to
parents were pretty loving in a good way. Like
That's
not in a,
really
But
funny.
no matter what, I knew she needed a yes there.
Yeah, that's sweet.
She already had to ask her son that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She already had to ask her son
Have you
that.
done heroin, Robbie?
No.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good
No.
for you.
Yeah, he listened in the
You
club,
sheltered
edited,
fuck.
Yeah. I did listen in the
blowing
club,
rails
edited.
off girls.
Yeah, I remember when I was on your podcast, your guys' podcast, I was talking to you, Robbie, about like dating. You're like, I'm not really interested because I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm like, how is that now? Has it changed?
Not particularly. I like going on a date.
Yeah.
And then that's
I just
it?
can't. It's hard for me to I can't maintain a relationship
Well,
right
if you
now, and I
don't
know that, and
interest,
I feel bad, and it's like I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
And it's like, don't be
Sebastian's
dating because
calling
you feel like
bullshit
you
on
should.
I'm leading people on. Whatever.
What do
You
you
could
what
date
say
someone
you?
if you wanted, probably.
No, you just don't
not
want
really.
to.
Robbie's a little minx over here. He's afraid of leading people on.
I am afraid of leading people on. I've led people on. It's like it feels bad.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
his biceps just came out. Okay.
Yeah.
Robbie's a piece.
Okay.
I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Turn on the YouTube.
But
Clip that up. That's for June.
or Women's Month. So you the issues then you just don't have an interest. You don't want it enough.
Like I want to get my life together. Like
Yeah,
I'm
which is
like
fair.
a lifeguard right now. I just started a job as a lifeguard,
Oh,
which is my
really? Are
same
you
job
like
I had when I was 17.
Hottest
and
job.
like I'm trying to like we're getting the podcast off the ground more. We're like starting to make more money. And
the male
need
route
to.
did not work for him, so now he's doing the lifeguard.
Wow.
How old are you that you just started lifeguarding?
I'm 29.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is why I'm like I can't be your boyfriend. Like
Yeah, I can't
I'm
be
a
your boyfriend. I'm
lifeguard.
lifeguarding. I'm
Yeah.
on duty.
no.
No, a girl will go out with you. It
I
doesn't
know.
matter.
Yeah, but if you don't want to go out with
Yeah.
anybody, then you're doing.
It's like I need to
you're
figure
doing
my
a
own
disservice.
shit out.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what shit do you need to figure out?
Like who's gonna live in my apartment April 1st?
Oh, okay.
Like,
This
Seems
is
like a
short
short
term.
term.
Adult thing.
Yeah.
No, but like
Yeah.
it's like things that I just don't.
What's for
like
dinner?
How I'm gonna
Yeah.
pay rent on May
Yeah, how am I gonna get
1st.
home?
Like, I want to be a boy. I had like a real job for years, and like you could take. What are you making fun of me?
Of course. You're easy to make fun of.
Yeah. I should get made fun of.
No, but go ahead.
But-
Keep talking, bro. I told him today we only touch in front of people.
Yeah, that's why I touched him.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
why I
don't touch
touched
him enough.
He-
He was like, "You don't touch me."
In private, I go. All my other
Spoken
friends.
as somebody who's really loved by their parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hug. I tell my father I love him. You
Yeah.
know, I tell my mother. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
But I hug all my other friends.
Yeah.
Why don't
He's
we
just
hug?
like,
Yeah.
He wants to hug in private. We could hug in private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Maybe we'll hug in
all.
Why
private.
are
Do you
you
guys
so-
hug a lot?
We not a lot,
In
but a
private?
normal
Hug?
amount, I would
Yeah.
say.
yeah. We swayed. We had our arms around each other, swaying at the Third Eye Blind concert.
We did.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. We would do
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Yeah, I guess we dance together.
Yeah.
We dance together.
How
Yeah.
much I gotta do?
But yeah, no. So the daily stresses of life are enough
Yeah,
of
it's like-
they occupy enough of your attention that you're like, the dating thing. No.
Correct. I would not be a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I would just like I could be a shitty
Not with that
boyfriend to
attitude.
someone.
Right,
Like some
which
hot
don't. We don't
girl
need
and
more
be a shitty boyfriend.
We don't
and
need
like,
any more
I'm
shitty
not trying to do that.
boyfriends.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need more shitty boyfriends.
I'm
in this
like,
world.
but that it's lonely. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, then you go on
Right.
a date. It goes really well, which is fun. Like I could sit and talk. I
Yeah.
went on. So I didn't go on any first dates from like the time I broke up with my ex, which is 2014, to COVID.
Wow.
Did not go on a date.
Okay.
I was just kind of like living my life.
Yeah.
He was making out.
I was making out.
Don't feel bad for him. He was having fun.
Like you go out, you
It's your
whatever.
life,
It
you
was
do it.
out. You
I
go
like
out,
how
you
you're
hook
just
up
living
after.
like a teenager's life. You're lifeguarding and
29.
making
Yeah.
out.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
And you're almost 30 years
Yeah.
old.
And I cook him food.
Yeah.
I cook him food like
You're
3-4 days a
part-time
week.
at home.
I know.
Like, oh, summer.
I've been having like a conflict in my head. Like, I'm like, what is my life? Like,
Right.
I'm
Great question.
29 years old. Like,
Yeah.
what is my life? But I have now gone on first dates like since COVID, and they all end 2:30, 3 a.m. We start at 7.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like,
They don't have to.
we
Wild
sit and
guy.
talk. Not really. I just like we talk. It's like I'm not like pushing
You're
to
not
keep
pumping the brakes on the time.
I'm just like, you want to go somewhere else? We could go home. Like,
You must
whatever.
be
And they
quite the
always-
conversationalist.
Not really. I think I just listen. I
Yeah,
think a
you
lot of people
listen.
don't listen.
Yeah, that's correct.
But then it's like, all right, I don't know.
You're really going out with some real talkers.
Or I talk. Like, I don't know. It's just like it works.
So
I
7 to
guess.
3.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
You're
Maybe they want to make out, and I just don't make out until like
Right.
2 or 1, and then it's like, oh,
so
we
you when the
really
mood
did.
dangling your lips over
Not
them.
really. I
No,
just, like,
he is. He sat in a
Not
car
purposely.
with a girl. He sat in a car for 45 minutes in silence.
What?
This was a different situation.
What was that
hostage
situation?
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
It was like a blind date that I was doing because somebody asked me to do for content, and then it was like it was a whole situation.
Were both of you in on that? Because if you're doing content,
We were, but it was
Okay.
like they
I
were
got
more.
worried.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Were there
yeah.
cameras in the car?
It was
No,
in prank
no.
dates.
But it was like the
You've
person,
just been courted.
I love you. Just kidding. You're on TikTok.
Psych, bitch.
Yeah,
This is
I was
for
on
content.
my toes of like I don't know.
Okay.
How do you
that
sit in silence for
situation.
45 minutes?
I was high.
Oh.
Were
My
you
mouth was a
driving?
little
I think you
dry.
smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Like now. So you like fell in love with weed later
Fell
in
in
life,
love with
right?
weed in
yeah.
January
yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
I used to make him smoke weed in my
Best day
parents'
of my
pool.
life. Yo, weed in a pool? Oh, give me the helm of the ship. That is amazing.
It was amazing. We would just go in my parents' pool late at night when they go to bed, and I just bring the bong out. We just rip bongs
Hell
and just
yeah.
chit chat in the pool for hours.
That's friendship,
That's
baby.
lovely.
It was.
That's lovely.
I love
Who needs
that.
a
He wishes we were
girlfriend when you
hugging.
have that?
What's- I didn't want to hug in the pool.
I know a hug in the pool. You know that.
He would live 5 minutes away, but he'd still sleep over.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
You guys are so
On
sweet.
Staten
You're so
Island.
stoned. So you can
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to inhale. I had to teach him how to inhale and stuff.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
you're like,
Robbie.
ooh. I remember when I first got stoned, I was like hallucinating. I was like seeing shit. Like because sometimes with THC, like the first time it really hits you, you're like, whoa. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
First time I got
first
stoned was like that too.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like July 5th, and I remember hearing like fireworks.
Yeah, residual fireworks.
Yeah, but I thought of Afghanistan war.
Why did you serve?
No,
Staten Island.
I
It
was
was
like
hot.
14 or 13. And this was like probably 2 years after 9/11, the fresh in the brain.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
fresh. I'm
So
sure a lot of your friends' dads passed away from that. Yeah, it's fucking sad.
I went to a lot of memorial
Yeah,
services.
yeah.
Yeah. 9/11 stuff.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
you
that's
just
why
thought they
they're
were
throwing
creeping
chairs.
up trying to look for terrorists in your town?
No, I just got scared. I said, should I call my mom? I'm a real mommy's boy. too.
Yeah, I've assessed that.
I took shrooms. The first time I took them, I was like 17 at my buddy's house, and we
shit.
each took a quarter because we didn't know. It was before like people told you how to do
The
shrooms.
dosing. Yeah.
What's a normal amount to take?
An eighth, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
You split an eighth.
Yeah,
really.
you split an eighth
Yeah.
usually. People say a gram
Yeah.
to like start feeling stuff good.
Okay.
And this is 7 times that.
Right.
People online
Okay.
call it the God dose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
yeah.
online.
People
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
And I did it. And I was like freaking out. I was at my friend's house and they all spoke Russian. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. That's a scary language to hear when you're high.
Very scary.
Yeah, probably the top scariest language.
Yeah.
I was like, is this the Cold War?
You immediately go to
Are you
thoughts
gonna
of war
blacklist me?
anytime
Are you
you're
gonna
high.
blacklist me?
Yes, I know. Please.
He's
I
smoking
smell
a joint. He's like, Desert Storm?
mustard on
I
a sandwich.
serve.
World War One? What's happening? Mustard gas joke. I hate me.
Well, we love you.
Thank you. And I got all high and I was tripping on shrooms. It was so bad and I was freaking out. Like I clearly had anxiety that wasn't dealt with, right?
Yeah.
And I remember just like looking at my friends being like, can I please call my mom? She's going to be mad at me, but she'll hug me tonight and we'll deal with it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Hugs really seem to have a place in your psyche.
Yeah.
I love cuddles.
Yeah, it's the best.
You're built for cuddling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are.
I am. But I also like a woman that's built for cuddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Miss Piggy, yeah.
Yeah. Stop it. He's going to get an erection at the table. It's going to be
I did eat a blue chew right before coming.
Nice.
No, but yeah, I love cuddles like that and stuff like. But when you're single and you're like just casually dating, you don't want to cuddle too much.
Yeah, because then you don't know each other like that.
Oh, I like to get right into it.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah.
Cuddling?
I like to move too fast.
To the cuddles?
To anything.
I did that
I
recently.
love moving too fast. I got time. I'm like a busy lady, you know? You gotta just get right to it.
Yeah. What's the fastest you've said love? I love you. Word.
That I don't like to rush the I love you.
Okay.
I like
Don't
to just
get crazy.
rush all the things. I mean, the fastest I've said I love you, I don't know. I usually make the other person say it first. Let's not lose.
And then I decide.
It is a win-lose situation.
Yeah.
That's what dating is.
The person I
Hoping
love
you
the
win.
most, I was roofied, and I ended up texting him that I loved him the first time.
Damn.
And then he thought I was like joking. I go, that's not a good joke.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I love you too. And I go, well,
wow.
That's great.
Yeah,
okay.
Like he meant
cute.
it though. I think he was just like couldn't believe that I would have said it the first time on text
It
in the
took
middle
you to
of the
get
night.
roofied.
And I go, well, I was roofied. I
Yeah.
apologize.
It's actually
I did
really
mean
sweet.
it, but I was
Thank you.
drunk.
Because that's what you felt most.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah, I was roofied. They were trying to get to me, and I said, I love another. No access to this
Zing.
coochie.
Zing.
I said I love you after sex with someone for the first time.
Did you mean it?
No, it was an accident, and it was so embarrassing. And you ever
Before or after you came? After you came?
After I came.
Oh, wow. I thought when guys come, they like don't want anything to do with you. The opposite.
I'm weird.
He's different.
But I do understand it because sometimes like I'm on top of a guy like riding him, and I'm like, you do want to say I love you even though I don't mean it.
tell?
There's just something that like it would feel good in the moment to say I love you because you're so overtaken with
With
like
the feeling and what's happening.
just like the visceral nature of the act. I don't know. I totally know what you mean.
Ooh, poetry.
Like I'll like a lot of times like I love will come out of my mouth, but then I'll be like your
Chicken.
dick. Saved it.
I love
Well, I
Popeye's
tried-
recipe.
I tried to if you fart in class and you like start like banging on a table or clapping your hands, I started like doing old school cover-ups to farts to the I love you. I just dropped. I went, I love you. I like started beatboxing and like banging on the back.
I love you. Oh, not you.
Sorry, a song I'm working on.
My favorite part was that you brought up, the classic start clapping after you're farting as if that's something that anyone besides you has ever done.
I always go after I fart. When someone heard it, I'm like, that didn't cover it up at all.
Sebastian's farting and then he goes, everybody clap your hands.
Oh, the perfect time to cover a fart up. Teachers just thought I loved class in school. Wow, Sebastian eats a bacon, egg, and cheese and then applause at U.S. history.
They went through a lot. Well, how'd you recover from the I love you beyond the sounds?
I just broke up with someone, so I was used to saying it after sex.
Oh, that's like the sweetest reason. I would be like, you know what? I do love you.
No, I just and then I just went in the bathroom and kind of ignored it. And then we watched Love Island on a
It's a
laptop.
popular show.
And then how did you continue seeing this woman or?
No. No. They're lovely. I
Yeah.
hope them the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you on dates? Like what do you like to go out with?
I'm awesome.
Yeah. You sound like a good time.
Here's the thing.
We're getting 2 apps.
Yeah, sweetie, let's get the menu. Tonight
Let's take a tour.
I would be so excited. I'll stay at a restaurant for 5 hours. I don't care.
Oh God!
I'll bring a tent.
And you know what? I drive.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I'll drive a girl home.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's nice.
yeah.
That's nice.
Driving is literally my number one thing I'm looking for in a man right now.
Really?
Wait.
Not joking.
Oh my God!
Can you drive?
Yeah, 100%. My car's outside.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's take you to that
Both
Miss
getting
Piggy
aroused.
contest. Let's see what's going on.
Robbie, I'll wink at you if I think we should go. Just leave him alone.
we can bounce.
Yeah, just leave him alone.
I'm pretty good. I think for me, if they're willing to go out with me because I'm fat, then everything's easy.
Really?
Once you
think
there,
the one issue is your weight, really?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the biggest
Well,
issue.
if you're
I'm not
doing,
successful.
are you doing dating apps?
DMs.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, there was like a visual. Like I feel like
Instagram is a dating app.
It's interesting because
in a way.
like fat is such not a thing. That's like not
women?
a thing for me.
Have you
No.
have you experienced like trying to slide into
Not
a
a
girl's
problem.
DM and she's like no? Like has she like rejected you because of that?
Yeah, I'm usually good read. I'm good at like reading a room.
Yeah.
I think that's a good skill I have. I usually don't. Usually, like a girl might talk to me or something, or I'll meet them in person.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at chit chatting and listening and making little jokes.
Yeah.
I'm good then. I think once we're out, we're having a good time.
Right.
What do you look for in a lady?
My new thing is that
It changes every week.
It changes every
really?
week.
Yeah,
Snout,
hard declarative
squirrely tail.
statements of what he's looking for
Always.
changes.
Always.
Instead of a trough.
I go
Hates
to
hot dogs.
animal sanctuary.
See how she behaves.
For a while, it was like I was like really into like Saweetie, like the long nails, tracksuit kind of vibes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like very
Hoop
into
earrings.
Oh, love hoop
Yeah.
earrings.
I love that your taste in women matches your accent.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh
Has to.
God,
Yeah.
yeah. The first thing I found
Juicy
attractive
couture.
was a fupa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I love that. So I'm about this.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I living in Brooklyn for a while, I got into low goth girls. I like a platform.
Oh.
I like a thick ass platform.
Okay.
Yes.
90s.
I want her to talk to me about manifestation.
Oh wow, you're describing Corinne Elizabeth Fisher. Like, I mean,
Do you want to see my Wiccan altar?
yeah, she has a coffin in her home.
Do you?
Do, yeah.
Do you have sticky notes on your mirror saying like what you want from the day?
I definitely have sticky notes everywhere. I have a chalkboard that has little like, inspirations for me that only I know because I'm talking to myself in my secret witch language.
I love this.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever put a man's name on a piece of paper and put it in a freezer?
Not in a freezer,
why?
but
What's
I've
the freezer
definitely
do?
Freeze them out.
no, but of course.
What are we talking about?
No, but I have
Simple witch chemistry.
I've definitely bound a man like the craft style, when you're just like, I stop you from hurting me. I start you from hurting myself. I've definitely done that.
That's beautiful.
That's a Tuesday.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Showing up on Tuesday, bounding her exes.
But I'm trying to just find someone that's going to be kind.
Oh,
And I'm out.
You are a little mean, I think.
It was a little, yeah. It was good while it
That's her
lasted.
backup beat for getting out of this conversation.
I just want to find someone that I'm hard on myself. I'm so fucking mean to myself.
Oh,
like
why?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where's that voice come from?
Where's my voice?
Where does that inner voice that you're hard on yourself come from?
I think people just shitting on me for most of my childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I have a similar voice too. It's I internalize like parent things. Yeah.
No, it's for me, for like kids and other parents.
Yeah. Being bullied, man, is fucking that leaves a mark.
Sure.
I think we underestimate as a society how rough bullying is. And I feel like the people that were bullied, some of them really want to believe that it didn't hurt. So they're like, "What are you, a fucking pussy?" And then they become the bully, and you're like, we got to talk about it. We got to talk.
I know. Well, I like switched when I was like junior high, 8th grade. I remember I went from wearing like Spider-Man button downs to like Echo velour tracksuits.
Yeah, you became a man.
You lost yourself that day.
It was a fucking moment. I threw on
Yeah.
a watch. I put my Armani coat on, and I was a fucking
didn't turn
piece.
back. Yeah, Spider-Man suit in the garbage can.
100%.
Yeah.
That's your superhero. Yeah.
And it was like, I remember then I was like, oh, people are going to stop making fun of me now because I'm going to be one of them. And that's why I started smoking weed, started doing drugs, yada, yada.
Start living for others instead of yourself, and then
The drugs are pretty good.
Yeah, drugs are good. I love some weed.
Wait, why did people make fun of you? Because you said, oh, you can just let yourself be bullied, like as if you had a lot of experience getting bullied.
I wasn't like particularly athletic. I had big glasses. I liked school. Like I was pretty good at school. I liked school. I don't know. People call me gay all the time.
Yeah,
I got called
that's-
gay all the time.
That's very Jersey style.
And it
Because
was
you
like-
liked school?
Yeah, I guess I liked school. I guess I wasn't. I don't know, super masculine. And it's like you have to kind of be
Right,
masculine
you had to be
in
on the
these
football
worlds.
team. Are you gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that bullshit.
Or you're like good at that kind of stuff. Like it's not cool to be like good at reading. I would
Right,
be good
well,
at
to
reading
them.
out loud.
I think
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
super
it's so
cool to be
fun
good at
school.
reading.
Yeah.
No one wants. I mean, listen. I don't want to get fucked hard by a guy who can't read good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heard it here first.
Has it never happened?
I said good on purpose because it's it's a nod to Zoolander, the school for kids who can't read good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I always have to say
I didn't even
good.
pick up that she should have said well.
Yeah. I always say
That's how stupid I am.
Zoolander is like a film that greatly affected my life.
So good. But the DVD menu was terrifying.
What? Why?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I actually do. Yeah.
So remember DVDs where you
the
leave
menu.
it running?
It's the guy. It's Will Ferrell.
It was Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Mufatu, yeah.
Yes. And it was,
in his costume?
I woke up so many mornings.
It is strange.
How
Yes.
often were you watching Zoolander? Wow.
A lot. I loved Zoolander.
Yeah, it's a great film.
It was a big sleepover movie for me.
Yeah,
I would do sleepovers all the time, and we'd throw Zoolander on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like. So can you like? It's interesting because I feel like the men don't have as many sleepovers as women do during their childhood.
Oh, really?
What happens?
No, we definitely did.
What happens at a male sleepover?
I did co-ed.
Circle jerk.
You did co-ed sleepovers?
I did co-ed sleepovers too, but I lied to my mom about it.
Are you serious? I've never been
in high school.
invited
He's
to
a
one.
twin.
in high school.
He's a twin co-ed twins.
Loser.
Ah.
My sisters would be there sometimes.
Oh, I don't think they were happening in my school.
Okay, that was a little different than if a sibling was there with you. So
Yeah.
it's
That was the
like,
only
the kid.
people we had co-ed twins in our grade, and they would have co-ed sleepovers.
But I mean, people were fucking, obviously.
Were they
right?
fingering and
No,
fucking and
fingering
shit?
probably.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
fingering for sure.
Sometimes
Spin the
stuff was
bottle.
happening.
Getting drunk.
Stuff was happening.
Getting
Also, it was
drunk.
nice bonding moments for me and my sister.
But what did you guys do at the Just Guy sleepovers? Did you do Just Guy
Yeah,
sleepovers?
all the
What'd you
time.
do?
We would just hang out. We would watch Sports Center.
Porn.
Maybe play made up games. We would like make up games. We would like
Porn?
You would watch porn.
Porn. Yeah, we
As a
watched
group?
porn.
No, we wouldn't do
We like see who could chug a water
Loser.
bottle the fastest.
Ooh.
Being a man is so simple and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
like throw stuff at each other's face. Like it would be like,
Like hit
you
each other to so you could take it?
Yeah, it would be like you stand on the wall. Great, everyone's gonna have a turn throwing the action figure at you.
Yeah.
Really?
We used
Yeah.
to throw cards at each other, like playing cards. Whip them at like.
Sure.
Cut each other's fucking
My
face?
friend Evan used to whip these playing cards. My friend Jared's forehead.
Wow.
I think women need more stuff like this where we just throw stuff at
Instead
each
of
other
talking
as
about
children.
periods.
Yeah, instead of talking about
Yeah.
boys and stuff, like let's get some actual life skills under our belt.
Yeah.
Me and my sister physically fought.
Oh,
My
really?
brother and I did too.
Yeah.
but-
But one thing my dad was crazy about is if my brother looked at me weird, my dad would just fucking hit him. I'm like, what? It was weird. It was weird. It was weird.
Oh, that is weird. My sister was fucking vicious.
Yeah.
She'd bite the shit out of me.
Siblings can fucking woof.
Women are undercover skills from day one, biting and pinching. We love biting and pinching.
Biting was so scary.
I never bit. I never bit anyone.
She was an
too.
expert. That might
You
be her
gotta go
best
for it.
skill.
Well, that was the only strength she had. Yeah.
She literally is a VP of a company. But I swear to God, she's better at biting.
Wow. Well, you know.
She would do it to
Bite
the
in the boardroom.
She would bite
So
me,
funny.
and you could see the teeth mark, and it would fade by the time I got up to my mother.
Oh, wow.
She knew the fucking perfect balance.
Stealth.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's hilarious.
It was truly remarkable.
Siblings, yeah, you kind of get all of your anger out on your sibling a lot of times growing up.
It's great, but we're so close now. I talk to both my sisters every single day.
Oh, that's nice.
I call my one sister, text my other sister every day. I call my mother every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you've talked about this. Can you just walk us through the timing on this? Because I don't know how it's feasible for
much
people who
time in
call
your
their
life?
mothers every day.
Yeah, how long do you talk?
Well, usually I do it on the way to coffee.
Oh, so it's like a quick check-in hello.
Check in, hello, and then maybe later at night, if she has some news, we'll check in later at night.
Wow.
So we're doing 20 minutes a day. My
Wow.
other sister, I'm doing like 10 minutes a day.
Oh, that's
Wow.
nice.
Yeah, and then occasionally my dad won't call me that much.
Right.
Yeah, but if he does, I get worried. I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah, right.
And we have a rule in my family. My mother's never allowed to use my father's phone to call me. Because I'll pick up my dad's call instantly. And sometimes I can't pick up my mother's call.
So she would
right.
trick you.
So, yeah.
You don't want to be the boy who cry wolf. Yeah. I
Yes,
see.
you can't be sneaky.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me and my dad.
Yeah, right. Oh, wow. Boundaries. Healthy.
Have
Nice.
you?
I took my parents to therapy once.
Oh.
My mother wore a fur coat, didn't face the therapist. Ankle length fur. July. Drove in, complained about parking. Didn't even drive. My father drove.
Whoa. What did you want to talk to them about in this therapy session?
About boundaries and stuff like that, and just good stuff, like how me telling my father I want a relationship, me and him outside of my mother.
Yeah. Oh,
Stuff
did your
like
mom see that as like a threat?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
It was just always, my dad did this thing where it was like, he loved my mother and my mother raised us.
I see. Yeah.
His job was to love her.
Yeah. Right.
And she was in charge of us.
Right.
Which I think actually worked because then they were on the same page about all punishments for us.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything went through her.
Yeah.
And then he took such good care of my mother. He was, oh God, he writes her poems. He writes her letters. He gets her the same like flowers for every anniversary.
That's so nice.
They're in love. They still hook up.
That's
like,
great. I'm so glad your parents are still hooking up. Yeah.
I'm so happy
Make out on the couch.
They have.
That's sweet.
I know. We can't. We're banned from 2 Applebee's. Let's stand up.
There's only 3, so
That's incredible.
They have
Because like, what do you have to do to get banned from an Applebee's?
finger fuck at the table.
Yes.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Nah,
Get finger blasted at an Applebee's.
I worked at
Staten
Applebee's.
Island. Nice. Half price apps after 9, man. You can't don't underestimate the power of that.
You know what's underrated food item there? A steak Caesar salad.
Really?
So you get a Caesar salad and you go, can I have a steak on it? And it's like, it's instead of $5, it's $7.
I like that you walked us through how to order a steak Caesar salad.
Listen to me. You're
Don't
gonna go
ever
in.
let them tell you can't order one.
There's going to be a
Ever.
hostess. You got to say, I need a table. No, but my father is such a good example of how to love a person.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
And I've loved like that before, and I hope to love like that again.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want that for you. I want both of you to love like that. Do you
Yeah.
want that for you?
Robbie's
Rob?
not
I don't know.
interested.
What is love?
To me, that sounds stressful.
Love is a distraction
Yeah.
from getting my work done.
But like,
Sounds stressful.
Take it
I
away
don't-
from my
I also-
editing.
I agree with
I'm
both
not
of
like
you
a
though.
huge-
Like I am like romantic, but also it is stressful. And
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
There's
and a lot of
so
real
much
estate.
time and energy that you have to put into being in a relationship and it
Yeah.
functioning, and then you go,
For what?
yeah, because I mean, it's like if you put it into your work, like you're going to see something that's going to,
Results.
you know,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you decide.
Last.
It's all your control. It's like kind of you have.
I agree.
I'm also very comfortable with myself. At
That's
this
good.
point.
Yeah.
I've been
not.
single for almost 10 years.
yeah.
So it's like I kind of know me. I like what I do.
Right.
And to bring somebody else in, it's a lot.
Kind of fucks up the whole
Yeah, the whole
thing.
me
The whole thing
thing.
you had going on.
Yeah.
Also, it's like if I make a dumb decision and I like that
You
my
have to live
risk
with
is
it.
my risk.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not bringing someone else into this.
Yeah,
Right.
that is nice. Less pressure.
Yeah.
I saw this video of this couple, and they were making margaritas together, giggling. That's what I like about couples. If
Yes.
if they do anything, it's a giggle. It's like,
Yes,
can you
yes,
believe
yes.
we're people?
Well, I mean, they're not.
Can you believe we're doing something
that
that
nice-
single
We're
people
just
do?
making dinner.
Yes.
You're using a pot.
They're not going to upload the video where
Yeah.
they're screaming and fighting and being like,
No.
"Did you fucking look at her?" You know.
I think my brain's. I think I've so long remembered that. I think my brain is slowly trying to like remember the other side.
Sure.
Yeah, I will say though, being in a relationship is fun because you get it makes things more fun. It makes like doing stupid shit like, okay, this is more fun.
Yeah.
Like doing it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, life is enjoyable.
And you
in a way.
can encourage each other to be the best versions of yourself, which that dynamic isn't in every relationship. But if you kind of cultivate it on purpose, it can be. And it's really nice.
That's what I've been thinking about putting on my Hinge. I want someone to that we could grow together.
Yeah, you should. Because
Reword
that's
it.
What the fuck am I saying?
What are you talking
I literally fingered a girl in my car the other day. right in front
never
of the
knows.
9/11 memorial.
I'm back on board.
I'm so non-committal. I don't know why.
I want to put my fingers in your hole in front of the 9/11
funny.
hole.
and then dropped her off at Jersey Transit.
Of course.
So wait, what?
Path train, baby.
But what about you as non-committal? Are you just not finding women that you're interested in, or?
I think that
Once you finger them in front of the 9/11
That's
hole.
so
where you go from
funny.
there.
I think I'm scared of being hurt, but I'm like working through. I'm over saying that. I'm done saying that as an excuse.
Yeah, right, because that becomes your reality. And
Yes.
it's like, you got to get out of that reality.
I'm done saying that as excuse. I think that I guess I'm scared they won't accept me for who I authentically am.
Aww.
But are you presenting on these dates who you authentically are, or
Yes.
is like the comedy like a barrier for that?
I'm actually sometimes I'm not funny at all on purpose and not. And it's literally like I'll be very honest.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay being honest.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like-
that's-
yeah.
and if that's a turn off to somebody, it's great to know that off the bat because you're like, all right, we're not gonna vibe.
I'm just flawed.
Yeah, we all are.
Everyone is, yeah.
I know.
Do you feel like the mama's boy thing though that ever gets in the way of your relationship, ships? Because I mean, I think if I had a boyfriend and he was calling his mother every single day, I would find that to be.
I've been with women.
strange.
They don't know about it.
They
Right,
don't
'cause you
know
just do
about
on-
it.
Well, if you do it on the walk to the coffee shop, they're not with you.
I would never involve you.
Right,
you
but
in
are
that.
you-
Don't worry, Corinne.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You'll be asleep. I'll be getting us coffee. No.
Are you so like? Do you purposely not tell them though, or is it just like it doesn't matter because it's like when you did it?
It just doesn't matter because that's just something I do.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like brushing your teeth.
Talk
to your mom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a big deal at
Right.
all.
Okay.
It's not in like a toxic like way of like I need your approval to feel good about myself kind of way. It's
No,
not like that.
no.
Well, but there are boundary issues. But is it your mom's boundaries, not yours?
My mom doesn't like boundaries.
Right.
She
Yeah.
sends me mom propaganda on Instagram at 2 a.m.
What's mom propaganda?
It'll be like
pro mom rhetoric.
What's the one? Denzel talking about his mother. Is
What?
the most? I forget what it was.
He loves
his mother. A mother's a son's first love is his mother. A mother's last love is her son.
Oh.
And it'll be 2 a.m. And my dad
That's like your mom sexting you.
I know. Yeah. My dad's just be like, Carol, go to sleep.
Carol's like, you up?
Yo, moms love being on Facebook late at night when exactly is when they should not be on Facebook.
It's
Get radicalized and shit.
Insane.
Yeah.
And she's found reels.
Wow.
She's found reels and now sends me them.
Wow, boy.
Wow. Well,
Only moments
we're gonna
before
keep
she's
you in our
buying
thoughts.
tickets to a Matt Rife show.
Yeah.
I will tell you, she did send me one today, right before I came here. And let's see if I honored it. It was ridiculous.
By
Someone
double
went to
tapping
therapy?
it?
Oh yeah.
It says, before you speak, she had no idea I was doing this. She just knows I'm wild. She goes, before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind?
Oh, boy.
Aw, I like that.
I don't know. Should I have said the thing about fingering that girl? Was that kind
It's
and
true,
necessary?
it's necessary, and it was kind because I'm sure she appreciated it.
I asked her
If
if I
she
could,
came,
if
it
I
was
could talk about
kind.
it.
Yeah.
You asked your mom or the 9/11
My mother.
fingering girl?
I go, Ma, I fingered this girl the other night.
You keep it bringing up.
Is your mom like, what is how much involvement does she have in your romantic relationships?
Oh, not really that much.
Okay.
She no, not occasionally she'll be like, oh, are you talking to anyone?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like,
Yeah, and then you business yet.
I brought people home, and she was very kind, very loving. Like, overbearing, which I think is hard for people I've dated, but like,
Well, yeah. That's what I was getting at.
I think that when I'm with someone, I have to set even more boundaries.
Right. Yeah.
And I probably didn't do a great job of that in the past. And
Yeah,
in future
learn.
endeavors, I will do better.
You hear that, Corinne?
Here's my
promise
resume.
on camera. That's an on-camera promise. Well, guys, we have to wrap up, but thank you so much for being on the
thank
show.
you.
Did you have any closing questions or remarks?
No, I just had to get that mom thing.
get that cleaned up and come back on the air. Where can we find you guys online? What would you like to promote? Your
Loud About
podcast is
Nothing.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, follow us Loud About Nothing. We have podcasts. Both of you have done it. You were both so funny. Thank you for doing it. It was YouTube, anywhere you find podcasts. We have TikTok, Instagram. Follow us there. I'm at Sebastian Conelli.
At Robbie Nunes, ROBBIENUNES.
Wow, you've done this before.
ROBBIENUNES. Robbie Nunes. Loud About Nothing.
That's what the last time a girl
Everywhere.
talked to him. That's exactly what she said.
And where will you be lifeguarding this summer?
We're
If
on
we can
lifeguarding
visit you?
Chelsea
Darby
Piers.
at the
Chelsea
YMCA
Piers,
pool.
yeah.
All
No,
right.
we're
Oh, shit,
fancy
Chelsea
gym.
Piers
Yeah,
is
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I also get to go there now,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
pretty
nice.
sick.
So it was
That's
like,
pretty
this
sick.
is a good
Incredible.
pool.
Yeah,
We'll see you there.
Come see me.
All right. This has been Guys We Fcked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday. Bye.
That was great.
Oh, you guys.